The following is a presentation of Grayson Publishing.
It's time for Howe Bulldogs football on HoweEnterprise.com.
Mason Riggs, toss right side. He's got a good block. He's got a clear lane, and it's touchdown time in Texas. Handoff left side Griffin. He's got the 45. He's got the 40. Dragging him into the 38-yard line.
Howe Bulldogs football is brought to you by Cavender Home Theater, Sonic of Howe, Scoggins Funeral Home, Kiri's Coffee Company.
Zach Hudson, you are a gambling maniac.
Howe Bulldog football is also brought to you in part by Tech Wave, Buck Snort Barbecue, Abby's Restaurant, Attorney Micah Belden, and the Howe Athletic Booster Club.
So fourth down and Riverboat Gambler time at the 2-yard line. The Bulldog fans are on their feet. Both sides at full throat. 4th and 2. Barrels over a defender into the end zone. It's touchdown time in Texas.
Now let's go live to the stadium with Monty Walker and Michael Mosier.
Good evening, everyone. It is football time in Texas here in Pilot Point, Texas, at their old Massey Stadium here right on 377 in Denton County. And it ought to be a great night tonight. The Howe Bulldogs looking for their first win of the season tonight here on senior night at Pilot Point. They're about to introduce all of their seniors. And the Howe Bulldogs looking for their first win, as we mentioned, the Pilot Point Bearcats looking to notch their way into the playoffs as well. If Howe can win tonight by 14 and win next Friday, they are in the playoffs, even sitting right now at 0-8. But the Pilot Point Bearcats on the season 2-6, 1-2 in district, and they're also looking to battle their way into the playoffs as a clash tonight of two powerhouses of the 1980s. And matter of fact, Pilot Point was a powerhouse for a long time. And Michael Mosier, they are going to be a formidable foe tonight for the Howe Bulldogs.
Yeah, they are. I remember Pilot Point being a powerhouse back in the 1800s when I played. But yeah, it's going to be a good ball game. I mean, it's got the potential to be a fantastic ball game. It just depends on who shows up.
Yeah, the Howe Bulldogs, a rough year. Of course, we mentioned 0-8. This is game number 753 in school history, and Howe has an overall record of 381, 347, and 24. And that goes back to 1935, the very first season of Howe Bulldog football. Howe has lost 9 games in a row, dating back to the last season's regional playoff loss to eventual state champion Mineola. It's the longest losing streak for the Bulldogs football program since a 12-game losing streak from October 2004 to October 2005. The bad news, the Howe Bulldogs are scoring an average of 11.38 points per game, which is the 16th fewest in school history. And on the flip side, the defense, even worse, allowing 37.5 points per game, which ranks 73 out of 74 among Howe Bulldog teams. Statistically speaking, this is the Howe Bulldogs' worst. Well, statistically speaking, this Howe Bulldog team has a point per game margin of a minus 26.13 per game, and that's the worst among all Howe Bulldog football teams. That's going back to 1935. The previous mark was a minus 25 points per game, and that was that 2004 team. Howe's defense is allowing 385 yards, and that's the most we can figure among any teams that we've researched, and that's a lot of yards per game. But without question, no Howe Bulldog team has ever faced a schedule anywhere close to what they've faced this year. So you kind of, yes, those numbers are what they are, but they're a little bit skewed among the strength of schedule. This season has been very similar to the 1991 and 1992 seasons, 25 years ago. They went 2-8 after Howe had gone through several seasons of winning records and gold footballs. That year, Joey McQueen, who had the 5th best team in school history in 91, all of a sudden had the 3rd worst team in 1992. Howe scored 27 and gave up 7 on average in 91, only to reverse that trend the following year and only score 10 per game and give up 27. Very similar to what's happened this past year when a year ago the Bulldogs scored 31 per game and allowed 22. And this year, scoring 11 and allowing 38. With the shallow pipeline back 25 years ago, Joey McQueen packed up and left, and he took the same position in Mason, Texas. However, hoping Zach Hudson doesn't pack up and leave because the pipeline is still steady, but it doesn't. It's kind of shallow until you get to the 7th grade, but once you get there, the pipeline is packed. The series, Howe is 14-19-1 against Pilot Point, going back to the very first season of Howe Bulldog football in 1935. Howe won that game 32-0 at Bulldog Stadium. The Bearcats won 8 straight from 1989 to 1998, and the streak was snapped on one of the greatest games in school history when Howe won 28-14 in the Bi-District Championship in Denton, Texas, and anyone who was there will never forget it. Nino Falls and company ran right over Pilot Point and Denton that night. And since that game, the series is even with 2 wins apiece for each team. So as the Pilot Point Bearcats go through their senior night and introduce everyone on the field, we're going to take a quick time out. First time tonight. When we come back, we have a senior spotlight that we'll let you listen to in its entirety. We talked to Clay Marshall, we talked to Dylan Moreau, and we talked to Andrew Griffin. And we'll come back with that in just a moment here on HoweEnterprise.com.
Calling all Bulldog fans to come down to the Sonic in Howe for half-price shakes after 8 and open until midnight. Home games only.
Where you get great food and big smiles. And a little message for our Howe Bulldog football players. Go Bulldogs, fight Bulldogs, win, win, win. It's not just good, it's Sonic good.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, an old-school black and white Howe Bulldog. In criminal defense, you need someone who fights like a Bulldog. Call me now if you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas. My number is 903-744-4252. We'll set up a free consultation. You will find out that I'm rough, tough, can't get enough. I'm board certified in criminal law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialists. Visit my website at ShermanCriminalLawyer.com.
Hey, this is Monty Walker. Nothing in this town is a secret for long, but I've got one for you. I know you know all about Abby's Restaurant's Big Time Chicken Fried Steak, but this old bulldog can't get enough of their patty melt and grilled chicken patty melt. Just don't tell them where you heard it. Hey, it's a secret between you and me. Abby's Restaurant is Howe's own small town, small business, family-owned restaurant in the historic downtown district.
Don't tell anybody about their patty melts, because I want one.
Welcome to the Senior Spotlight, where each week we talk to a Howe Bulldog senior or two. The Senior Spotlight is brought to you by Douglas Propane. Now let's talk to the Howe Bulldog seniors. This week we're featuring 3 seniors who played varsity football as freshmen. Dylan Moreau, Andrew Griffin, and Clay Marshall. We'll start with Dylan. When did you get here to Howe?
I came here in 4th grade back in 2009.
And so what was the difference in Howe and where you were before?
There was a big difference. I came from Lovejoy. It's quite a bit bigger than Howe, so that was a big difference.
So when did you start playing football?
In 4th grade when I got here.
And what did you play back then?
I played running back, and I played on I actually wasn't very good at running back, so I got moved to the offensive line. So that's pretty much my whole Pee-wee.
Did you play defense at all?
I played some linebacker too.
They knew immediately you were going to be a linebacker. Let's talk about other things you do at Old Howe High. What other sports?
I run track.
And what do you do in track?
I run the 100, and I do a few different relays based on just whatever they need.
So I'm hearing you're like number 6 in your class. Talk about that.
Yeah, I was number 7, and I finally passed Clay last year. So,
what are your favorite subjects in school?
I don't really like any. Honest with you.
Well, let's talk about your head coach. And first of all, let's talk about your season. You guys have played a lot of football games. Somebody was saying 47 games, or is this the 47th coming up? And that's a lot of football games. You had a lot of success freshman, sophomore, junior year, and now you've played a tough schedule. Talk about this year and how it's gone.
We were really fortunate in the years before. We had a great group of guys where we were able to have a lot of success, and we just haven't been able to find that success yet, but hopefully we can still figure things out, because if we win the next 2, we have a good chance of getting in still.
How about the leadership of your head coach through this tough season?
He's been a pretty good leader about it. He's just been pushing us to keep giving all of our effort and stuff like that.
All right, let's talk to Andrew Griffin, who is all Griffin. That's what we say on the broadcast at times. Michael Mosier loves to say that. Let's talk about you. It seems like you like to hang out with your family quite a bit. Talk about that.
Oh, yeah, it's just fun to get together, cook every once in a while and just really get to hang out with everybody. It's a fun time.
So when I think of Andrew Griffin, I think of the song A Country Boy Can Survive. Is that you?
Yeah, I like to hunt and fish quite a bit. So.
Now, when did you get to Howe?
I've been here ever since I was little.
And did you start playing football immediately?
Oh, yeah, ever since kindergarten.
What did you play back then?
Running back and linebacker.
Same thing?
Yes, sir.
All right. So, track, you also do some things with the sprint teams and stuff like that. What do you do?
I run the 100 and the sprint relay and the mile relay.
Any other sports?
I play a little bit of baseball, do some powerlifting. That's really it.
Well, I want to ask you the same thing I talked to Dylan about this season, and you all went through it. You all had success when you were young, and now, you faced a tough schedule, and maybe things didn't start out at the beginning of the season the way you wanted it to. Talk about this season.
I mean, Hudson, he just pushes us a lot, and I like how he's hard on us sometimes. It really gets people in their emotions and whatnot, and that really just shows that you can fight through. But, it's just been a lot of football we've played, and so.
Has this season been tough on Andrew Griffin?
Yeah, it's been tough. We've been, ever since we've been freshmen, like you said, pretty used to winning, and it's been a little rough on us.
Well, you got 2 games to go, and if you win 2, you're in, and that's all that really matters, right? Mm-hmm. Talk about your head coach. I know you did a little bit. What's he like? It's got to be hard for him, too. I know he's a competitor, but how's he like on the practice field and in the games?
He really likes to get after it in the practice. We do a lot of one-on-ones, really just hitting head-to-head and going hard. He's really tough on us about going hard every play.
Well, now we have the comedian of the group, the offensive lineman, Clay Marshall, who's really good at coin tosses. We do know that. Another freshman who played. And when did you get to Howe?
I've been at Howe my whole life.
And when did you start playing football?
5th grade.
So you had 2 years of Pee Wee. What'd you do then?
I've always been an offensive lineman, always been big and slow, so fit the bill.
But big and slow guys usually don't play basketball. You play a little basketball, don't you?
Yeah, I got some feet on me, a little shot here and there. But it's not my best sport, but I don't know. I enjoy it.
So I think you'll do track. Talk about that.
Yes, sir. I throw, shot, and disc, and they kind of limit me in the 100. I've beaten Dylan and Andrew in a race here and there, but yeah, I just stick to shot and disc.
I will ask you the same question about the season and how it's gone, and just talk about that a little bit.
Obviously, it's not how we expected it to go, but I really enjoy the way we're still trying to get better, even through the rough times. It's a real young team. It's a lot of guys first year on varsity, but they're still continuing to press, and it's setting us up for a good final 2 games to make it to the show.
You guys are seniors, and we'll kind of bring you all together here. As being seniors and having so much experience on the field, and there's a lot of, like you said, young starters and young guys on the team, how are you able to be leaders and still continue and make sure that they're still doing what they're supposed to do?
It's definitely easy to remember how it is to be coming in with all these older guys, but just kind of let them know that you're going to mess up, but it's just kind of how you bounce back and how you move on from there.
Dylan, what do you tell the younger kids?
When you see them mess up and they look frustrated, you just got to tell them to move on to the next play and just do better.
How has it been having a quarterback thrown in from the offensive line? We had Mikey Heimel, who was starting guard, move to the backfield. We had Chase, who was starting guard, move to the backfield. And I thought, oh, my gosh, is Clay next? Is he going to be next?
Well, it wouldn't be fair to the other teams if they gave me the ball. We'd win too much. But it's definitely been a strange experience, but it's kind of reassuring to know that we're going to try any and everything to win. Whether we have to move someone around, we're going to do it to try to get some numbers in the win column.
All right. What are you going to see from Pilot Point tonight?
It's going to be a good game, I feel like. We just got to play hard to win.
Pilot Point does a lot of stuff with their defense, try to mix up blitzes and lots of stunts with their D-line. It's just a fast team, but I think it's definitely one we'll be able to win if we make minimal mistakes and no turnovers.
There's no question Clay Marshall is going to go on to be a coach in his after high school life. For everyone who's been a part of this one, I'm Monty Walker, and Howe Bulldog football will continue in just a moment.
When life is at its most difficult, we surround ourselves with people who are kind, compassionate, and understanding. At Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory, Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins are those people. When tragedy hits, they will work for you and take care of what needs to be done for your loved ones. For more information about their services, visit ScogginsFuneralHome.com or call them at 903-482-5225. Scoggins Funeral Home. Their loving staff will take care of you and your loved ones.
You are invited to the one and only Bucks North Barbecue in downtown Van Alstyne, Texas. Friends and neighbors say it's the best barbecue in North Texas. Now it's your turn to barbecue. For complete store information, including menu, location, and hours, click on bucksnortbarbecue.com. That's bucksnortbbq.com. Bucks North Barbecue in downtown Van Alstyne is a proud supporter of the Howe Bulldogs.
This is Michael Mosier inviting you to support your local Howe Athletic Booster Club. I may not be able to pronounce Enrique Comlero, but I can tell you that if he played for Howe, he would need your support. Memberships are $25 and are available at all home games. Your membership benefits not just high school programs, but also middle school sports. Please support your hometown kids, even ones that might have a name like Aljundo Dankenstater.
Aljundo Dankenstater is not playing tonight.
Thank goodness.
But we do have the starting lineup to go over. And I'll tell you what, I'll start with the Howe offense because we love to hear Michael Mosier try to do the opposition.
Right, we do.
So the offense for Howe will be starting wide receiver Ty Harvey, 25 catches, 428 yards. That's an average of a little bit over 17 yards per catch. 2 touchdowns on the year. The left tackle, Jacob Howell, a 6'5", 225 junior. The left guard, Parker Blunt, 6'1", 220 junior. And the center, Clay Marshall, you just heard from him in the Senior Spotlight, sponsored by Douglas Distributing. 6'1", 295-pound senior. The right guard, Chris Garrison, 5'10", 235-pound junior. And the right tackle, Devin Porter, 6'3", 220-pound junior. The wide receiver opposite of Ty Harvey is Mason Riggs. And he has 4 catches for 89 yards on the season, 1 touchdown. That was last week, a 63-yarder on a stop route. Back Chase Harvey, 24 completions out of 60 attempts, completion percentage, 427 yards on the year through the air, 4 touchdowns and 3 interceptions, and he was hit hard by the interceptions a week ago. It is Andrew Griffin, the fullback tonight, 143 carries, a team-leading 750 yards. That's 5.25 yards per carry on the season. 4 touchdowns, and he has a long of 89 yards, which happened earlier in the year. You'll also see Dylan Moreau and Austin Lee a little bit in that position. Mikey Heimel, the slot back, 8 carries, 53 yards on the year. He also left-handed will throw a halfback pass every now and then. Got to watch out for that. And Winston Moss, the slot back, 4 carries, 47 yards. The kicker, Callie Vick, and the punter, Cheatham. Go ahead with the Pilot Point Bearcats.
All right. Right defensive end is Reagan Gochis. Left defensive end, Tony Puga. Defensive tackle, Micah Henson. Defensive tackle, Hud Morgan. Linebacker, Roy Brown. Linebacker, Connor Lynch.
I saw Connor Lynch in street clothes earlier, so we'll have to check and see who checks in for him.
Okay, linebacker, David Colmanero.
That's pretty close to the commercial.
Pretty close. Yeah, pretty
Colmanero.
Javon Bruce, Jacob Pitts, and Ty Hellman. And I'm not real sure who the strong safety is.
Yeah, well, I've got that also as Reagan Gochis, but we have another player in there that we need to account for. On defense for the Howe Bulldogs, right defensive end Chase Harvey, left defensive end Cameron Blesseye, right defensive tackle Chris Garrison, and the defensive tackle Dyson Dillard. The linebackers Andrew Griffin, Dylan Moreau, and Winston Moss. The cornerbacks tonight, Cade Courtney and Chase Barnett, and the safeties Mason Riggs and Ty Harvey.
Ready for the offense? Reagan Gochis. Probably not right. Cody Ben. Stop, Stephen. Stop. Cody Binion, Hud Morgan, Lane Wisenett, Walker David, and yes, that is right, Walker David. Jake Morris, Jacob Pitts, Ty Hellman, and Quincy Kemp.
Well, the quarterback tonight, Jacob Pitts, has 34 completions out of 68 attempts. That's a 50% completion rate, 702 yards passing, 3 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. He also is dangerous on the ground, 133 carries, 505 yards, 4 touchdowns on the ground for Jacob Pitts, the quarterback. You might remember a year ago, Ty Hellman will do some ball carrying as well. 70 carries, 217 yards, which is just over 3 yards per carry, 3 touchdowns. He also will catch the ball out of the backfield, 18 catches for 235 yards on the season. And the slot back, Quincy Kemp, as you mentioned, 43 carries, 271 yards, which is over 6 yards per carry, 2 touchdowns. And he will also catch the ball out of the backfield, 11 catches, 206 yards, and 2 touchdowns on the season for Mr. Kemp, who was the quarterback last year. Quincy Kemp transition with the sophomore coming in, Jacob Pitts, and he has pretty much owned that so far this year. And they can be dangerous with Pitts back there in the backfield. They'll run the pistol, or not really the shotgun, more like the pistol. And they'll run that at times tonight. But right now it's a battle of the school songs, and right now you have Pilot Point doing their school song. And I'm not sure if Howe has already done theirs or not, but I think we might have missed that one. Again, let's check down with Justin White. We haven't had a chance to talk to him tonight. Justin, it's not cold this week. Talk to us a little bit.
You can be seated.
Not hearing Justin down on the field, not at all. And we'll try to check down with him in a little bit and see if we can correct that issue. There you go.
Hey.
There he is. Hey. Uh-oh. It's cutting in and out.
Hello?
There you go.
Okay, and we may be going in and out here. Yeah, guys, it's about 62 degrees. It's obviously not as cold as last week. There's no wind coming through. That's good. It's probably down to about the mid-50s by the end. It's probably one of those need to wear probably long.
Just about.
Can you hear me?
There you go.
Okay, we're going in and out. I know you had short sleeves on, and Michael had a hoodie on. So I guess as far as the players on the field, I guess we'll just see if this long sleeve weather or not. Field conditions here, about this time of the year, the field starts to get worn down. This is an older stadium, and so it's a little worn down at this point of the season. I saw them, some of the officials going out, I guess, with the grounds crew, I guess, of Pilot Point, and kind of filling in some lower spots there in the field with some sand. They filled that in on a couple of spots here along the field.
Well, we saw some sprinkler heads sticking out of the ground when we walked the field earlier, and they may have tried to cover those up.
Okay, that may be it.
Yeah, about the 22-yard line, 21-yard line on this near side, we can see the sand, and there was a sprinkler head right at the goal line, in front of the goal line post, or goal post rather. And that's good to know. We didn't notice that they filled them in, but there was some obvious spots on this field that needed some attention.
Yeah, Justin, when you get old like I do, your blood gets thin. You got to wear a hoodie.
We're going to take a quick timeout and come back and give you the scenery of the jerseys and sights and sounds. We're going to take a real quick timeout. We'll be right back.
Carrie's Coffee Co. in historic downtown Van Alstyne next to the post office is the #1 coffee shop hotspot serving Bulldogs, Panthers, and mascots everywhere. Carrie's Coffee Co. offers a variety of organic coffee and non-coffee beverages. Come visit Carrie's Coffee Co. in downtown Van Alstyne next to the post office. Open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Carrie's Coffee Co. is Texas quality.
Alexa, turn to HGTV.
Tuning to HGTV on Dish. This is Fixer Upper.
It may be a gadget, but it sure is fun. You can change channels and search movie titles easier than ever with Alexa. The best part? It's free from Cavender Home Theater. Alexa, why wouldn't everybody have Dish from Cavender's?
I don't know that one.
Don't be left out. Call Cavender Home Theater today or go to CavenderTV.com.
Welcome back. As we had to make some adjustments to our FM transmitter, we had to see if we can move that antenna to where we can talk to Justin a little bit easier. So hopefully we're not having much of a buzz come through in the sound. If we do, let us know, and we will get that corrected. But the Howe Bulldogs coming out tonight in black pants, white jerseys with black sleeves, black numbers, and black helmets. And that is their traditional road jersey, and that's what they'll wear tonight. You never know what Pilot Point's going to wear. Are they going to wear black bottoms, white bottoms, orange tops, black tops? Are they going to wear silver tops, black helmets, orange helmets? You know, I hate to see their closet that they have over there. It must be the size of the entire field house. But tonight they're going to come out in all orange. Or I take that back. Orange tops, white pants, and black helmets. A little bit of a Tom Bean look.
They do look a lot like Tom Bean.
But
they may be the Oregon Ducks of high school.
Yeah, lots of different looks. They can mix and match quite a bit. The end zones are checkered. It's a checkerboard end zone with orange and white checker. Not checkers, but the checkerboard. Orange and white checkerboard in each end zone. And the Howe Bulldogs with their white bulldog head and the tunnel is in the north end zone on the far side. And this Bearcat-looking thing, whatever that is, I don't know what a Bearcat's supposed to look like.
Yeah, I'm not real sure.
But that is an interesting concept. Whatever that is, I guess it's supposed to be a Bearcat. But it's blown up, and it's in the near corner end zone over here on the actually, that's the north end. Howe's on the south side. So to give you the visual, we are on the west side of the stadium, which runs along 377. And it's kind of a north and south field. It may not be directly due north and south, but it's very close. And the captains are out on the field right now in the coin toss, and we'll check with Justin White. Again, having a hard time picking up the feed down there tonight. We may not get to hear what's going on inside the coin toss tonight.
I got heads.
There we go. Heard that.
Let me give that signal.
Pilot Point has won the toss and elected to defer.
Now, do you want to kick, receive, or choose a goal?
Receive.
Okay, who's going to receive? I mean, however you like. You want to kick.
And Clay Marshall, I said he was good at coin tosses, lost that one. And Howe will receive to start this football game. They're going to put their back to the north end zone and will be moving left to right to start this football game. Again, white jerseys against orange tonight. And Howe moving left to right to start this football game, and they should have the ball first unless some kind of crazy onside kick happens.
Take the top off of this Bearcat, and it looks like that zebra that we saw last year.
Yeah, it's interesting.
It's interesting. I'm not sure what a Bearcat looks like, but I don't know. Yeah. I think it's a zebra with sharp teeth.
Yeah, pretty interesting. And I don't know why I moved that, because that. Anyway.
I don't know.
Oh, goodness. All right, well, the Howe Bulldogs will make their way to the sideline.
Also, too, the end zone looks like the Tennessee Volunteer.
Yes, it does. A very Tennessee Volunteer look.
Yeah, we're back to this whole Tennessee thing. I told Stephen these chairs look like the University of Texas, and he says no. He says Tennessee.
Yeah, Stephen Braswell back with us this week. Had been gone for a couple of weeks, and here's Pilot Point ripping through their they have an old-fashioned run-through and they're putting on some kind of walkthrough, and now they run to the sideline. You know, that would be really awesome if you were 8-2, or at least 6-2.
Right.
But at 2-6, it doesn't really ring the same bell as it would, you know.
Right. See, well, there's a lot of street clothes on Pilot Point
Yeah,
side.
a lot of injuries on the Bearcat side. A lot of very large young individuals in street clothes and crutches, as this field is known for injuries. And what happened to me right back here in 1989 about that 20-yard line in the south end of the field. And I think we're ready for the prayer.
Father, thank you for tonight, Lord. Thank you for an absolute perfect evening to play football. Lord, we thank you for the traveling safety for the Howe Bulldogs. And just pray that you keep everyone safe tonight, keep players safe on the field, and band members. Lord, thank you for hearing our prayers for Holly, for loving us and protecting us each and every day. Just give us a great and safe night. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Yeah, that's what I love about Friday night Texas football.
Absolutely, and now we're ready for the Pilot Point Band. National anthem. Full moon on the horizon just after Halloween, and we're expecting some spooky things tonight from the Howe Bulldogs and the Pilot Point Bearcats here at Massey Stadium in Pilot Point. And we're hoping that the Bulldogs, if you're a Bulldog fan, will spook out the Pilot Points and head on to next week to make the playoff dance.
You know, that'd be a good thing.
It'd be a good story for this football team to start 0-8, and then 2-8 to state would be that's what would be the motto from then on. 2-8 to state. So here come the Howe Bulldogs getting ready to. They switched. Now I know they had their back to the north end zone.
They did,
and now they're switched. So Howe is going to move right to left to start this football game. Something must have happened there, as Howe will have the ball first to start this game.
Yeah, when I let the coin toss to right.
Yeah, absolutely. They were moving left to right. Now they're moving right to left. And Mason Riggs will be back deep to receive this, to stand at his own 5-yard line. A really good kick for Pilot Point is Jamie Tabbers. And he will stand about 6 yards back, 6-7 yards back to kick this one away. Right-footed kicker, number 15 on his chest, and he will bang it away. It's going to be a deep kick, returnable, and Riggs takes it in the middle of the field, coming up the right hash. Very speedy, and he's got some room up to the 35-40 and banged down at the 37-yard line. A great return to start this football game by Mason Riggs.
Yeah, Mason Riggs punished Quincy Kemp when he came up to make the tackle.
They'll actually spot it closer to the 45, and they'll say, I must have had my yard marks messed up. They'll spot it at the 43-yard line, and that's where Howe will start this football game.
Great downfield blocking by the return team.
And Riggs was just sprinting straight out after he caught it right up that right hash. 1st and 10, right to left. Howe goes two wide on either side. It's going to be a handoff to Griffin up the middle, and a minimal about 1.5 yards across the 45 to the 46-yard line to start.
Roy Brown made the stop for the Bearcats.
Number 20, Diego Martinez.
They'll give him one to the 45.
Second down is 9.
So 2nd and 9 coming up. We are just underway here at Massey Stadium in Pilot Point, Texas. 11:25 on the clock. And Harvey's going to hand off to Griffin again as he plows over a linebacker on his way to about 3 yards. Close to midfield at about the 48-yard line.
Great blocking by Clay Marshall.
Number 11, Roy Brown.
So that brings up a 3rd and long situation.
3rd down and 7.
And about 7 yards to pick up this first, and need to get on the other side of the field to the Pilot Point side, needing to get to the 46-yard line in Pilot Point territory right now at the Howe 48. 2 tight slots, 2 wide. Throw under pressure, middle screen set up. Griffin catches it. He's going to be close to a first down, a yard shy. And what do you do here already early in the game? This could be Riverboat Gambler time at the 47-yard line, needing 1 yard.
You know, we do have the biggest Riverboat Gambler I've seen.
Well, a yard needed, and this is the spot to go for it early in the game. Winston Moss, and that'll be Riggs, near side. Griffin, and this is going to be Harvey trying to sneak it over, and he does. It's first down Howe at the 44-yard line.
He has a great blocking up front. Had a little help from the back with Andrew Griffin pushing him along.
10:05 on the clock. We're in the first quarter. No score, just underway. And
Coy Holt stop for the Bearcats.
Let me check this score. I need to turn it over here. Need to hit a button. There is Harvey throwing it out. It's almost intercepted. It's batted down at the line of scrimmage. Trying to throw it out right. Falls incomplete. Ball still at the 44-yard line, and I need to change it over from pregame to 1.
Tony Puga made the contact with the ball and knocked it down. If he had knocked it down and Dylan Monroe had caught it, he'd have been gone.
So 2nd down and 10 for the Howe Bulldogs, moving right to left early in the game. And there'll be 2 receivers to the near side, I formation in the backfield. Winston Moss dots the I. Moss right side, Moss coming straight up the middle, gets a great block from the quarterback. Harvey is going to be knocked a 9-yard gain, sitting up 3rd down and short at the 35-yard line.
Javon Bruce made the stop.
So a yard needed here on 3rd. You've got 2 downs to get it. If you'll go for it at your own, or at the 47, you'll go for it down here at the 35, without a doubt.
You got to do that.
A great looking play right there is now Moss will go twins out with Harvey up top. Riggs all alone down at the bottom. Handoff Griffin straight up the middle. First down and more to the 31-yard line.
You know, Andrew Griffin punishes people when he hits them, and, these guys get up slow every time.
8th play of the drive coming up. A new set of downs for Howe. 9:02 on the clock and rolling here in the first. No score. What Howe has done a lot lately is look really good on the opening possession, but stall out inside the red zone. Howe's going to have to keep punching until they punch it in. Offset I here. It's going to be a handoff Griffin, and he's shoestring tackled behind the line of scrimmage, but falls forward to get back to the line of scrimmage, and maybe for a couple of feet right at the 30-yard line.
Looked like Micah Henson may have come off a blitz on that outside edge.
They'll give him 1. 2nd down and 9 coming up for the Bulldogs, as Riggs will be split out near side. Moss with him in the slot, and also Moreau to give 3 receivers on the near side. Harvey by himself at the top. And they're going to fake the option for Harvey. He's going to keep it up the middle. He's got some room. Powering forward across the 20 inside the 15-yard line. A great run by Chase Harvey, who faked the option around the right side, kept it, made one man miss right up the middle, got the first down.
Jaron Ing and Chris Garrison made a fantastic block on that outside edge.
1st and 10 for Howe, knocking on the door, and this is where Howe has ran into troubles lately. Look great running it down the field, but get stuffed up down inside the red zone. Let's see what they do here. 1st and 10. Offset I. Handoff Griffin right up the middle. That's going to be Austin Lee, rather. And he'll pick up a couple of yards to near the line.
Austin Lee.
11th to start this football game. 7:41 on the clock and rolling right here in the first quarter.
Cole Holman made the stop for the Bearcats.
Second down and about 8 for Howe. Right in the middle of the field. Harvey goes under center, offset eye, toss right side. Griffin tracked down from behind. He's going to get back to the line of scrimmage.
On the carry, Griffin.
And I believe they will mark the ball at about the 12.
Tony Puga made a stop for Pilot Point.
Well, actually spotted at the 13.
Third down and about 7.5 for the Bulldogs.
And I believe that's where they spotted it before, so no gain on the 12th play of the drive coming right here. Big yardage. 3 receivers near side. Harvey looking to throw. Now it's going to be trapped behind the line of scrimmage, trying to find his way forward. They're going to be losing 2 yards, or maybe 3, back to the 16-yard line, and it's 4th down. And here's that red zone situation that we talked about. Howe did a great job of driving it all the way down the field, but stalled out and faces a 4th down and 11 at the 16-yard line. The offense looks over to the sideline. They are going to go for it, obviously, here. This is the tweenie mode. It's too far to kick, too short to punt. 2 receivers to near side. Harvey wants to throw in the end zone for Harvey. Up for it, down with it, flag down, and it is incomplete. However, there is a flag right at the goal line, and it's either offensive or defensive. Pass interference. Justin White, any indication? Not able to hear Justin there. We'll check the flag. I think this is going to be against Pilot Point. It's going to be pass interference against Pilot Point.
Well, is against the Bearcats.
You know, they got him lined up over there. Harvey's got a 1.5 foot on him, so he's trying everything he can. And unfortunately, they got him for pass interference.
So now it'll be 1st and goal. It's a great situation right there.
Yes, it
Don't
is.
give up on the drive. 1st and goal from the 2. Offset I formation. Harvey's going to keep it now. Left side. Griffin dives over. It's touchdown time in Texas. See Stadium in Pilot Point. 6-0 with 5:59 on the clock, awaiting this PAT.
Who?
So now it looks like Howe's going to go for 2 as Griffin punches it in from the 2. An elaborate 14-play drive. One man in the backfield is Griffin. Harvey rolls out right, throws it backside for Dylan Moreau. Is he in? He is. 2-point conversion time for the Bulldogs. A great play call there. And it's 8-0 Howe early. 5:59 left to go in the first. We'll be right back right after this.
A word from Douglas Propane.
Member of the family. You do get to see Brad and Diane and the members of the family. We've just entered into our 3rd generation of the family. Whitney has joined as credit manager. You're in there with the family, and they treat you as such. We appreciate our customer base in Howe and surrounding communities, and go Bulldogs. Have a great year.
Calling all Bulldog fans to come down to the Sonic in Howe for half-price shakes after 8 and open until midnight. Home games only.
Where you get great food and big smiles, and a little message for our Howe Bulldog football players. Go Bulldogs, fight Bulldogs, win, win, win. It's not just good, it's Sonic good.
Welcome back as the Howe Bulldogs had an enormous 14-play drive that went 7 yards and took basically half of the first quarter off the clock to start this game. Just a tremendous drive. Capped off by a 2-yard touchdown by Andrew Griffin on the option, and a 2-point conversion from Harvey to Dylan Moreau. But it was the pass interference was the big call. And here's the kick. It's going to be a squibber down on the right side. picking up by a Bearcat. Dylan Moreau right there to bring him down inside the 40 at about the 38-yard line. So the big play right there was the pass interference in the end zone.
Return number 9, Tyler Williams. Will be first down and 10 for your Pilot Point Bearcats.
So it looks like Pilot Point will have the ball at their own 39-yard line.
Like J.C. Heppenstall, Andrew Griffin in a linebacker. So we'll see what this core's got tonight.
Pilot Point moving left to right. Orange tops, white pants, black helmets with one orange stripe right across the middle of the helmet. Thin orange stripe. This is going to be quarterback rolling out left side, going to be trapped after about a 1-yard gain. It's on the keeper. He was in the pistol formation, ran right up the middle and was trapped right there. A gain of 1 up to the 40, second down and 9 coming up.
Brought down by J.C. Heppenstall.
Second down.
5:30 on the clock. And Pilot Point gets the circle huddle, walks to the line of scrimmage. Everybody tight right here. This is a double tight set. 2 backs in the backfield. Pitts goes under center, handoff near side. This is a buck, and he's going to be brought down behind the line of scrimmage, just close to a grabbing the helmet, face mask there, but Riggs apparently did not. The line judge was right there, and it was a great play by Riggs to bring him back behind the line of scrimmage. A loss on the play back to the 37-yard line.
Yeah, that was great. Great step down, turn that play back.
I was afraid they were going to catch Riggs right there with a face mask, but they did not. Third down rather, and about 12 for the Bearcats as Pitts drops back in formation. Drops back 3 steps, looks down the field. It's going to be almost by Cade Courtney, and a 4th down coming up. And here's Air Sigleski on the far side at midfield. For the first time tonight, we see Air Sigleski.
Great coverage by Winston Moss.
We'll see. We're trying to work out things with our sideline guy down there, Justin White. We'll see.
Can you hear me okay, guys?
We can hear you a little bit. It's punt time for Pilot Point. It's almost blocked by Cameron Blesseye, and it's a great punt for Pilot Point that's going to bang all the way down inside the 15 to the 11-yard line. A great punt by the Bearcats, but it was almost blocked by Blesseye.
Yeah, Blesseye got in there, and these Pilot Point fans wanted a flag, but that offensive lineman pushed him into the kicker.
Let's try Justin now.
Can you hear me okay now?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Now we can't.
I'm down here on the end zone. I'm a little bit. Yeah.
We may have to bring you over on this side tonight. So Howe's coming right to left from their own 11-yard line. Riggs split out way out to the near side, and Harvey wants to throw. And he's going to sling it out to, I believe that's Mikey Heimel, but it falls incomplete at the 22-yard line, and all of a sudden it's second down and long from the 11.
Great coverage by Roy Brown for the Bearcats.
So second play of the drive coming up. 16th play for Howe already in this football game. 4:21 on the clock as it stopped with the incomplete pass. Trips to the right, throws it out near side to Griffin, who had a lot of running room to the left, but decided to cut it up to the right and ran right into traffic and only gained 1. I thought Griffin, if he'd have kept on coming near side, had at least probably 4 or 5, 6 yards, but decided to cut it up, and the ball will now rest at about the 12, maybe the 13. It was a pitch by Harvey to Griffin around the near side, around the left edge. 2 receivers either side. This is a handoff. Griffin on the stretch play, trying to find the far corner on the right side. I believe he's going to have enough for a first. It's going to be very close, but there's a flag down the yard line. Right at the line of scrimmage. We'll have to check this. Usually that's not a good flag for Howe. And it's going to be a hold against the Bulldogs. And that one right there shoots you right in the foot. You had a first down. we talked to Zach Hudson earlier in the week, and talking about creating your own luck. And that you get in a situation where you have to create your own luck, and that's not doing it right there. Full moon right over Massey Stadium, and the penalty is half the distance to the goal. And they'll spot it inside the 10 at about the 7-yard line. I'm surprised they didn't decline that.
I know.
Well, no, they had the first down. Never mind. Forget that. So it's third and very long. Third and about 12, 13 for the Bulldogs as Harvey goes under center. Everybody tight here. Harvey's going to keep it around the right side. Now he's going to throw it. Just throw it away. And you have to look and make sure no one was down the field, and apparently no one was. And it'll be punt time for Howe as Harvey just threw away.
Justin, I got a text message. You got somebody very concerned. She can't hear you.
Well, I've kind of gone over to the other side, not actually, not literally, well, literally and physically. I'm over here on the Pilot Point side. I guess we're a little bit out of range over there on the Howe side, but
not sure what the deal is tonight with the system. We'll have to maybe change channels or something at halftime. Here's a low line drive kick, punt by Hunter Cheatham. It's going to be a good one, though, very effective, putting it out near the midfield stripe at the 48-yard Pilot Point will start.
Monty, I was going to say, well, when Mason Riggs came down and initiated punishment on the kickoff return, lowered his head, the whole coaching staff, the whole team was up on their feet. And so you can imagine having those fourth down attempts, a couple of fourth down attempts, to be able to convert those and then go for two. I mean, these guys are all in tonight, and they are after that touchdown.
Well, there's a flag on the play. Thanks, Justin. It's going to be declined, however. And the Bearcats will start at their 48-yard line, at the Howe 48-yard line, moving left to right. And what was the flag, Stephen Braswell? Offsides against Howe. And there's a decline there. So Pilot Point feels like they're in good position with 3:31 on the clock in Howe territory to start this, the 48-yard line. Howe with the early 8-0 advantage.
Hey, Monty, update the scoreboard.
Man, come on.
I'm sorry.
First and 10, left to right. And the Pitts is going to run the option, pitches it out left side. Hellman, he's got room. He's very fast, close to a first down. Gain of about 8 up to the 40-yard line.
Run out of bounds by Ty Harvey.
About an 8-yard gain there on first down, brings up second down and short. Second down and 2.
Second down and a long 2.
And there's 3:25 on the clock. I'm not sure why the clock is stopped unless he got out of, I guess they said he got out of bounds over there. So second down and 2. Two receivers come to the near side. One man in the backfield with Pitts and two receivers up top. Second down and 2. Pitts, screen pass out near side. Hellman caught 40, 38, 37-yard line. Enough for a first down. Tackled by Winston Moss. But Hellman in the slot
and that's good for a
just caught that swing pass and bursted forward for a first down. First and 10, left to right, 3:06, 3:05 here in the first quarter. Howe off to another great start, just like a week ago against Whitesboro. Pitts in the gun with one man next to him, two slots and one wide. And this is going to be Pitts on the keeper around the left edge. Gets the left edge and going to be, well, he breaks the tackle of Ty Harvey, but he does get out of bounds, short of the first down at the 32-yard line.
Out of bounds by number 3, Griffin.
Yeah. So it looked like Harvey got right there to pushed him all the way to the outside edge, and then ended up running out of bounds.
For the Bearcats.
He didn't get as close to the first as I thought he did a moment ago. It'll bring up a second down and 6. I thought it was going to be second down and more like 3, but he stepped out a little earlier as Harvey apparently slung him out. Full set, full house backfield. This is going to be a handoff to the third man through, and a lot of room along the 20. Finally brought down by Cade Courtney, but the ball carrier was shift through the right side, break a couple of tackles, and it was quick for a first down at the 20. 12-yard run. First and 10 coming up from the 20. Now Pilot Point enters the red zone. This is a full house backfield with one man split out. This is going to be a carry to the right side, Hellman to the left side rather, and Hellman is stuffed. That's basically the powerhouse slam, the straight T slam right to the left side, and Howe sniffed it out real well.
That looked like 80s football right there, 1980s football right there.
Boy,
Three running backs in the
No doubt. That looked exactly like 1985.
Well, I wonder any of this from this legendary G.A. Moore sitting down here in front of him.
GA won a lot of games.
Second down and 10 for the Bearcats.
None against our Bulldogs back in the day. Full house backfield, straight T, handoff left side, gain of 3, maybe 4. Probably maybe closer to 3 to the 17-yard line.
Looked like Devin Porter brought him down. And Dylan Monroe.
Yeah, they're basically just running a straight T offense with one split out wide to the left. Nothing fancy at all about that. Trying to get 2 or 3 yards at a time. 1:18 on the clock. Moving quickly here in the first quarter. Now they'll spread out and go in shotgun as Pitts will back up in the gun. 2 receivers to the right, 1 slot to the right, 1 wide to the left. Pitts drops back, looking. Now he's going to throw. Now he's going to be flushed out of the pocket. Rolling left, close to the end zone. Hit at the 2. And going to be knocked out of bounds right there. Now it's going to be first and goal for the Pilot Point Bearcats.
Chase Barnett running out of bounds.
15 yards.
And that's good for a first and goal for your Pilot Point Bearcats.
They'll mark it at the 3, so first and goal for the Bearcats. And Clay Marshall checks in for the Bulldogs at nose guard. And I bet we see the straight T again, and we do. 1 wide out to the left, straight T, handoff. And that's going to be Jones in for the touchdown. Hang on, there's a flag. Or that's Kemp, rather, for the touchdown. But there's a flag down.
They're saying offsides on Howe.
Offsides against the Bulldogs, and that one will be declined. So Pilot Point scores for the first time tonight on a Quincy Kemp 3-yard touchdown run from the straight T. It's 1983 again.
Yeah, I got a question here. Well, they went for 2.
And they went for 2, throwing it over across the middle, and it is complete. About 8 yards deep in the end zone, and we are tied. 8-8 with 54 seconds left to go in the first quarter. We'll be right back right after this.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, an old school black and white Howe Bulldog. In criminal defense, you need someone who fights like a bulldog. Call me now if you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas. My number is 903-744-4252. We'll set up a free consultation. You will find out that I'm rough, tough, and I can't get enough. I'm board certified in criminal law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas. Visit my website at shermancriminallawyer.com.
Hey, this is Monty Walker. Nothing in this town is a secret for long, but I've got one for you. I know you know all about Abby's Restaurant's Big Time Chicken Fried Steak, but this old bulldog can't get enough of their patty melt and grilled chicken patty melt. Just don't tell him where you heard it. Hey, it's a secret between you and me. Abby's Restaurant is Howe's own small town, small business, family-owned restaurant in the historic downtown district.
Don't tell anybody about their patty melts, because I want one.
Not that anybody has squares in high school football, but who had 8 and 8 after the first quarter? This kick's going to be taken at about the 1-yard line. The Tech Wave kickoff going to be returned by Andrew Griffin, coming all the way from the left hash to the far right side and almost to the out-of-bounds marker at about the 22-yard line for Andrew Griffin to start this drive for Howe.
You know, Andrew Griffin buried his head and run over a Pilot Point defender. And you would think after watching film, those guys wouldn't, they would know better.
8-8. New ball game here at Massey Stadium in Pilot Point as the Howe Bulldogs now will start their third drive here in the first quarter. Only 47 seconds remain in this first as the Bulldogs moving right to left have an offset I formation. It's going to be a toss to Griffin, and he'll just run it straight up the middle, and the ball's on the turf. And no indication yet. Pilot Point apparently was not able to recover, and it looks like maybe Cameron Blesseye, or no, Dylan Moreau might have been able to.
I think Andrew Griffin come up with it, possibly.
So Griffin came up with his own fumble. I know Moreau was right there too, but the good news is it was a nice little gain of about 6 yards up to the 33-yard line. And this will be a handoff. Griffin up the middle again. He was a yards. He has enough for a first near midfield to the 44-yard line.
Tony Puga made a stop, but not after some great blocking by Chris Garrison and Parker Blunt.
So that'll be the end of the first quarter. 8-8 here at Massey Stadium between Howe and Pilot Point. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll be right back right after this.
When life is at its most difficult, we surround ourselves with people who are kind, compassionate, and understanding. At Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory, Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins are those people. When tragedy hits, they will work for you and take care of what needs to be done for your loved ones. For more information about their services, visit ScogginsFuneralHome.com or call them at 903-5225. Scoggins Funeral Home. Their loving staff will.
You are invited to the one and only Bucks North Barbecue in downtown Van Alstyne, Texas. Your friends and neighbors say it's the best barbecue in North Texas. Now it's your turn to decide. Come taste the difference at Bucks North Barbecue. For complete store information, including menu, location, and hours, click on bucksnorthbarbecue.com. That's bucksnorthbbq.com. Bucks North Barbecue in downtown Van Alstyne is a proud supporter of the Howe Bulldogs.
Welcome back to Massey Stadium as we enter the second quarter. 8-8 tie ball game here. We'll switch sides, and now Pilot Point will be moving right to left. Howe Bulldogs left to right here on 1st and 10 after the big 11-yard Andrew Griffin run. Howe will send 3 receivers up top to the left side of the offense. One down at the bottom is Ty Harvey. One man in the backfield is Austin Lee. Harvey drops back, wants to pass, is wrangled around and dropped for a loss back at the 40-yard line. A 5-yard loss will set up second down at 15.
Roy Brown come on an outside linebacker blitz and got him from the backside.
So now they'll slide at the 40 with 11:38 here in the second. And the Bulldogs will send Harvey almost to the very sideline on the near side of the numbers, way down at the bottom. Man in motion is Moreau. It's going to be a toss right side, but Griffin cuts it up the middle. He's going to bang over a couple of guys on his way to about 3 or 4 yards to the 43-yard line.
Roy Brown again on the stop.
For a very interesting 3rd and long for Howe. The middle screen has been successful both times Howe's run it this year. One went for a very, very long touchdown, and one picked up a first down a moment ago, I believe. And this would be a good time to pull out the middle screen here again, I would think. Twins to the right. Riggs all alone by himself up top. Harvey wants to throw right side. He's got a man, Chase Barnett, his first catch of the year. Crosses the 50, close to a first down. A little bit short, but inside Pilot Point territory, and Riverboat Gambler time again. Right at the 47.
Reagan Gochi's running out of bounds.
So now on the Pilot Point side, 10:40 on the clock. Howe's going to go for it on 4th and 2. Riggs is going to be split out way up top. Harvey's going to be split out way down here at the bottom. This is going to be Barnett, who's with him in the slot. 2 men in the backfield, offset eye. Harvey center, handoff Griffin up the middle, plows through, and it's a first down for Howe. Needed 2, got 3. A new set of downs.
Reagan Gochi's in on the stop for the Bearcats.
Guys, I'm on the Pilot Point side, but I guarantee you, Coach Hudson probably didn't even think about that going forward on that 4th down.
Yeah, no question. That was almost a no-brainer in a tie ball game on their side of the field. At least a no-brainer for Hudson, because we've seen him so often and we know what he does, and that's what he does. High formation here on first down. This is going to be a toss, and that's going to be a new running back into the game is Cameron Blesside, straight up the middle on the toss, right over left guard, and he'll gain about 8. That's actually Dylan Moreau on the carry, and Moreau has been kind of stopped for no gain a lot so far this year. That one, a pretty nice gain of about 6 yards inside the 40.
Yeah, it was a good run, good hard run by Dylan Moreau, brought down by Javon Bruce.
Sorry, I have not been very good at updating our scoreboard tonight, but now we're in the second quarter. It is 8-8, 1 on the clock here in the second quarter. Harvey goes under center, and he dots the I. He makes a couple of men miss, and he'll be close to a first down, and he has the first down at about the 32-yard line. Hello, Chase Barnett.
I saw a little juke move. I saw a little juke in there too.
Yeah, Barnett, who Coach Hudson talked about, his heart is massive, and you just wish you could take his heart and put it in somebody who's 6'4". Barnett not scared. The new set of downs. 20 on the clock, moving left to right. Griffin goes back to the backfield. Riggs goes in motion. Handoff Riggs coming from one side to the other, looking for a block. Trying to find it, has a first down, cuts it inside, close to the 10-yard line, but stepped out of bounds just inside the 20 at about the 18.
Quincy Kemp run him out of bounds on that far side. Almost run over Michelle Carney. Michelle, be careful.
14-yard pickup on the sweep by Mason Riggs from one side to the other. He got the handoff in motion, coming right to left. And a new set of downs with 9:07 on the clock here in the second quarter. Tie ball game, 8-8. Howe knocking on the door. Harvey wide to the right on the numbers. 2 receivers up top. Chase Harvey goes under center. Man in motion is Barnett. And this is going to be a toss right side, and whistles blow on first down. This is going to be a false start against Howe. Back it up 5.
Well, that going in motion, you always like to get the ball when you're in motion. You're already one step ahead of everybody else.
Well, I tell you what, as Coach Hudson said, you create your own luck. And when you get in the red zone, you can't afford to make, costly that. And now it's first down and 15 for Howe. And Harvey will go under center in an offset I formation. And this time he's going to hand off to Griffin right up the middle on the trap play. He's got a good block up to the 20. He gets the penalty yards back. Maybe 4 of them. 4 of the 5 he gets back. They'll spot it just outside the 20-yard line.
It looked like Chris Garrison was downfield with a good lead block.
So 2nd and 11 coming up for the Bulldogs with Harvey split out wide to the right. Riggs up top all alone. Moreau in the slot. And now Heimel will come over to the near side in the slot along with Harvey. One man in the backfield is Griffin. And Harvey wants to throw, looking right, down the field. It's caught by Heimel at the 5-yard line, a first down. A great sling pass, looked like Brett Favre just slung it out there sidearm by Harvey to Heimel. And the ball spotted at the 5, and Howe is in great position here. Let's not make any mistakes inside the red zone here. Knocking on the door at the 5. Howe looks over to the sideline with 8:12 on the clock. 5 yards away from taking the lead here at Massey Stadium in Pilot Point. That's going to be Griffin all alone in the backfield, right behind Harvey, who goes under center. 3 receivers right side. And this is going to be the option to Griffin around the left edge. He's banged down at about the 1-yard line. 2nd down and goal coming up from the 1.
Good downfield blocking by Devin Porter and Mason Riggs coming back to assist him.
A beautiful left-handed pitch by Chase Harvey along the left defensive end, and Griffin was able to catch it and just bang over one defender on his way to the 1. 2nd down and goal coming up.
Roy Brown made the stop for the Bearcats.
Moreau will be split out with Riggs, and Heimel in the slot with Harvey on the near side. Chase Harvey's going to punch it himself, and no indication yet. And now they say it's touchdown time in Texas, right on that south end zone. Checkerboard and all, Chase Harvey punches it in. And Howe takes the lead with 7:15 left to go in the second quarter.
Went right up the middle, followed Clay Marshall and Chris Garrison.
So now they'll go for 2 as Harvey goes under center from the 2.5, throws it out near side, screen pass, 2-point conversion. Mason Riggs holds the ball in the air with his right hand all the way through the end zone and now slings it back. Howe with a 16-8 lead with 7:15 in the second quarter. We'll be right back right after this.
This is Michael Mosier inviting you to support your local Howe Athletic Booster Club. I may not be able to pronounce Enrique Camilero, but I can tell you that if he played for Howe, he would need your support. Memberships are $25 and are available at all home games. Your membership benefits not just high school programs, but also middle school sports. Please support your hometown kids, even ones that might have a name like Aljundo Dankenstater.
Carrie's Coffee Co. in historic downtown Van Alstyne next to the post office is the #1 coffee shop hotspot serving Bulldogs, Panthers, and mascots everywhere. Carrie's Coffee Co. variety of organic coffee and non-coffee beverages. Come visit post office. Open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Carrie's Coffee Co. is Texas quality.
It was a 13-play, 73-yard drive for Howe, capped off by a 1-yard touchdown by Chase Harvey, and Harvey to Riggs for the 2-point conversion. And now we're ready for the Tech Wave kickoff, as Howe now leads 16-8. It's a squib kick to the left side, going to be taken by an up man by Pilot Point, coming from one side all the way to the other, tackled by Chase Barnett at the 40-yard line, and Pilot Point will set up shop at their own 40, moving right to left.
A good kick by Hunter Cheatham. Good coverage downfield as well.
So our new score, 16-8.
16-8.
Who had 6 and 8? Who had those numbers? Anybody?
Hey.
So here comes Pilot Point on 1st and 10, right to left. Harvey in coverage with the receiver on the near side. Pitts in the gun. One man in the backfield with him. 2 slots. One man comes in motion now. And flags will fly before this one can get underway. It looked like Hellman was going to get the handoff coming in motion from one side to the other, much like Riggs did a moment ago for Howe. But this is going to be a false start against Pilot Point, so they'll back it up to the... Is that a 3-yard penalty?
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
Are you kidding me?
That's what it looked like.
So the ball's now at the 37.
Chase Harvey checked in for Andrew Griffin.
Apparently it started at the 42. I thought it was the 40. Okay. My mistake. Man in motion. And they're going to fake it to him this time. And Pitts keeps it right up the middle. And he has his feet taken out from underneath him by Cade Courtney after about a 7-yard gain near midfield at the 45-yard line.
Well, Dyson Dillard, Devin Porter,
JC Hoppenstill,
and Cameron Blessow make up the Bulldog front.
2nd down and 8 now for Pilot Point with 6:45 on the clock. Trying to tie the game before the half. Pilot Point will get the ball to start the second half, don't forget, since they won the toss and deferred. Here's a handoff right up the middle, and that's going to be Hellman, I believe, as it crosses midfield near another first down on the Howe side at about the 48-yard line. They'll move the sticks.
Devin Porter in on the stop. J.C. Heppenstall let him get by him. He had him in the backfield and just let him get away.
So a fresh set of downs for the Pilot Point Bearcats. 6:21 left to go here in the second quarter. One receiver comes near side, and that's Javin Bruce. And this is the powerhouse backfield. And Kemp running on the right side, and he's going to gain about 7 yards. It's, again, just very simple straight T. You saw the 5th and 6th grade run that straight T offense in the Super Bowl last Saturday. Very similar. It's just a straight T with 3 men in the backfield, and they hand off with 2 lead blockers, give it to the third guy, and let those 2 lead blockers clear house, and that's what happened. And they gain about 8 yards, so up to the 41-yard line. Give him 7, rather. It'll set up 2nd down and 3.
Devin Porter brought him down.
And here we go again with a straight T again. One wide out, near side. 3 men in the backfield. And Pitts is going to keep it on the bootleg coming near side. To the 40, to the 35, to the 30 and out of bounds at about the 27-yard line. So a fresh set of downs and a first down for Point after they ran the play.
And that's good for a Pilot Point.
After they ran the stretch on the straight tee, the slam on the right side, and kept doing that, and then they faked it, and Pitts kept it around the near edge, faked out Howe, and that's good enough for a first down up to the 27-yard line.
You know, we said this was going to be a good game. It may be back and forth all night.
First and 10, right to left, 5:18 on the clock here, right before the half. Now they go back to the gun. Two receivers bunched up together here at the bottom. Man goes in motion, and they fake it to him. Pitts is going to keep it right up the middle. Now he's got some room to the 20, to the 15, to the 10, to the 5, and down right there, thanks to Cade Courtney, who finally brings him down right at the 5-yard line. And Pilot Point starting to open it up now. That's a 22-yard gain for Pitts right up the middle.
Cade Courtney made good open field tackle.
5:10 on the clock. And now the Bulldogs defense on the field for a little bit now, about a little over 2 minutes. And they go back one receiver to the near side. That's a handoff to Kemp again, right edge. He breaks 2 tackles, breaks 3 tackles. He is into the end zone. Touchdown, Pilot Point. 16-14, awaiting this 2-point conversion that surely is coming up. 4:53 on the clock here in the second quarter.
You know, that we've said that all year long. You make contact in the backfield, you've got to make that stop.
Well, he broke at least 2, maybe 3 tackles. And a swinging gate for Pilot Point. And it's Kemp in shotgun. And he rolls out right. Look to the 15. Going to throw it in the end zone on the run. And it's intercepted by Ty Harvey. Coming near side to the 15. Knocked out of bounds at the 22-yard line. If Harvey would have taken that back to the house, it would have been 2 points for Howe. Nonetheless, Howe retains the lead, 16-14, with 4:53 left to go before the half, and they're going to get the ball. We'll be right back right after this.
Cavender Home Theater has the latest from Dish. New customers get free movies and HBO for a year. Get the multi-sports pack with NFL Red Zone free and the Amazon Alexa free. Existing customers can get the Alexa free too. Just refer a friend to Cavender Home Theater and we'll make sure you get one. Our Hopper 3 has 16 tuners, picture-in-picture with 4 screens, 2 terabyte hard drive, and voice control with Alexa. Cable can't do that. DirecTV can't do that. Come by our showroom or visit CavenderTV.com today.
A word from Douglas Propane.
We had received a call from Cable One back when Howe had the tornado come through. Their tower site back on the hill runs a propane backup generator. You know, my service staff got the call late in the afternoon. We tried to get up there and get the gas to it. The ground was too soft for our bobtail to get back there, so we put it in four-wheel drive, and we actually took 100-pound cylinders and transferred them into the larger tank to get them through until we could get the larger truck back there.
Well, Howe needs a score right here, right before the half, for an exclamation point to this half. Right there, however, it was a 6-play, 63-yard drive for Pilot Point. And it was capped off by a 5-yard touchdown by Quincy Kemp. Kemp also tried to throw it in the end zone for the 2-point conversion. It was picked off by Ty Harvey, who ran it back to the 22-yard line. And now we're ready for the Tech Wave kickoff, which will be Jamie Tavera to here, kicking right to left, a good leg, and this is a low line drive kick coming all the way to the near side. Right hash makes a man miss, runs over Mason Riggs, and finally tackled by 2 Pilot Point Bearcats at the 32-yard line.
Get out of my way, Mason Riggs.
So Howe is moving left to right here. And the only bad thing about Justin being over here on this side is he can't feel the momentum of what's going on with Howe, but can you see what's going on out there? You're close to the players.
Yeah, not a lot. I'm kind of careful about getting right in the middle here of enemy territory.
You're standing at about the 22 as well. 2 receivers to either side. 1 man in the backfield is Griffin. Moving left to right, handoff Griffin right up the middle. Lots of room up the middle. Banging over a defender at the 40-yard line, and they'll spot it at the 41. An 8-yard gain for Griffin on first down. Sets up second down and very short.
He's dragging Javon Bruce down the field.
So it's a very long one. It is 2 yards needed here for a first down as Heimel and company look over to the sideline for the play as Howe, for the first time so far in 2017, have the offense and defense working in unison tonight. Ball spotted at the Pilot Point 41-yard line. 2 receivers to the right. Offset eye. Toss Winston Moss. Left side. Gets a block from the quarterback, Chase Harvey. First down near midfield at the 47-yard line.
On the carry, number 11.
The offensive line is doing a fantastic job for the Bulldogs tonight.
Chase Harvey is no stranger to blocking. He was a starting right guard this year, early in the season. Was a center a year ago. And he's not one of these who hands off and go runs and looks for makeup.
Right.
He's going to hand off and look for somebody to punch.
He sure is.
3:48 on the clock before the half. 2 receivers to the far side. 1 down here is Harvey all by himself. Offset I formation. Toss Griffin looking for a block. It's a great block by Heimel, but can't get past the outside linebacker, flipping over. And that's Kemp scraping over to get Griffin for no gain.
You know, Kemp jumps up off the ground like, hey, look what I just did to you. But I'm pretty sure he's probably feeling that punch.
Those guys exchanged contact information there at about the 47. You can hear the Pilot Point fans go, ooh,
yeah.
Ooh. I like that. 3:10 and the clock is rolling. Second down and long coming up for Howe.
I'll let you use that too.
Go ahead. Riggs comes in, and he'll come to the slot on the near side. Now he goes in motion. He's going to get the toss. Coming to the far side, trying to find a block, can't do it. He's going to be pushed all the way back inside the 40-yard line, way back. And now Howe, all of a sudden, instead of trying to convert and get points right here, and they're going to be looking at trying to control this clock. There's going to be a timeout on the field called by Pilot Point, and we will take one too. We'll be right back right after this.
Bulldog fans to come down to the Sonic in Howe for half-price shakes after 8 and open until midnight. Home games only.
Where you get great food and big smiles, and a little message for our Howe Bulldog football players. Go Bulldogs, fight Bulldogs, win, win, win. It's not just good, it's Sonic good.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, an old school black and white Howe Bulldog. In criminal defense, you need someone who fights like a bulldog. Call me now if you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas. My number is 903-744-4252. We'll set up a free consultation. You will find out that I'm rough, tough, and I can't get enough. I'm board certified in criminal law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas. Visit my website at shermancriminallawyer.com.
Hey, this is...
It's third down and right about 17 for Howe after the big loss when Riggs went from one side to the other and they trapped him behind the line of scrimmage. And now Howe will bring out one receiver, Harvey way out to the right, and a man in the slot. This is going to be fake and reverse. Harvey wants to throw it down the field. Looking for Mason Riggs, who's all alone, and he drops it at the 35-yard line. He had to go down to catch it. So if he would have hauled it in, he'd have been down at the 35, but the ball went right through his hands, and now it's fourth down.
You know, that's that pass week. You know, we had one last week. You got to catch that ball.
So now it's 4th and 17.
And what's bad, guys, that stopped the clock here for the Pilot Point without having to call a timeout.
Boy, you just knew that one. He was all alone. He was so wide open. You know, it happened a week ago, too, that Riggs was all alone and wide open. This is a low snap. Hunter Cheatham digs it out, but he rushes it, which calls for a short kick. And now it's going to bounce, a good Bulldog bounce, but we'll go inside the 30 to the 29. Cheatham rushed it.
2:41 left in the half.
And they'll spot the ball at the 29. So it'll be what? 2010. It's not too bad of a punt. 31-yard punt. That's not high school football. That's not too bad.
Looks like we got Parker Blunt, Cameron Blesside, Clay Marshall going to lead the Bulldog front on this defensive stance.
So,
guys, Bulldogs need to really dig in here because if you don't remember, Pilot Point gets the ball in the second half.
Yeah, no question. the defense is going to have to play really, really stingy defense right here on 1st and 10 and thereabouts. 2:41 on the clock before the half. Howe leading 16-14. You're talking about G.A. Moore over here in the stands. Well, Air Sigleski was his defensive coordinator for a while over at Aubrey. So there's a lot of familiarity between the Howe staff and Coach G.A. Moore, who has been here, been Pilot Point and Aubrey, and Sherman. And now the officials have discussed whatever they needed to discuss, and we're just about ready. 2:35 on the clock. They adjusted the clock, apparently.
Yeah, I think they run some time off.
Yeah, they took 6 seconds off the clock from what I could see. And now Pitts goes in the gun, one man with him. And he's going to hand off to that. No, Pitts is going to keep it, and he's stuffed right behind the line of scrimmage. They'll give him forward progress, maybe right up to it.
On the tackle for the Bulldogs.
J.C. Heppenstall said, welcome to Bulldog football.
No, that'll actually be fun.
2nd down and 11.
That Bulldog defense is doing a good job tonight. They just need to hold them here.
Yeah, this is a very key possession for Pilot Point and Howe. 2nd down and 11. Pitts in the gun again. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 man in the backfield. Pitts drops back 3 steps, rolls right, looking down the field, fires it deep down the field, overthrows his receiver by about 7 yards. Not even close. But it was great coverage by Kate Courtney, who was with the receiver step for step. But it'll be 3rd down and 11, and that's what you wanted if you're a Howe fan. Stop that clock.
That's right. Yeah, it was a...
Hey, boy, Justin almost got a football there.
He did.
Are you autographing that thing and sending it back up in the stands?
Put this in my trophy case.
Be 3rd down 11.
You almost caught it.
Yeah, the ball was.
Well, I saw this ball coming from the opposing far side hash in the air coming right towards me. I thought, man, there's a football coming.
3rd down and 11. Pilot Point comes up to the line of scrimmage. Key down right here. Pitts drops back 3 steps, looking down the field, flush down to the pocket, rolling right, being chased. Finally does throw it, and it's going to be almost intercepted by Ty Harvey, but he dropped it at about the 42-yard line inside Howe territory. But now Pilot Point's going to have to punt deep in their own territory with 1:43 left to go before the half.
Yeah, Cameron Blessi was giving chase on that play, and that quarterback just almost got to him before he got that ball off.
Boy, that was not a great play-calling possession for the Pilot Point Bearcats, as they took virtually no time off the clock and are going to have to give it back to Howe with time left.
How did they not get called? I don't know.
There's a flag on the play, as if someone may have jumped off sides. And this is going to be Griffin trying to return it. He's got a seam across midfield, coming near side at the 40-yard line, Pilot Point territory. But let's check the flag. Howe may have jumped off sides.
I have a question. What is the hand? How is that not offsides or false start when the Bearcats throw their hand out there? Every one of those linemen, when they get down right before that punt, their hand goes forward. Should that not be?
I did not see that.
They've done that twice now.
Well, instead of being 4th and 11, it'll be 4th and 6. And instead of Howe having the ball at the 40 in Pilot Point territory, we'll have to check and see where they end up, what the net result is of this thing. But it is against Howe. Boy, you just have. Oh, they're going to move this. You're right. This is, Michael Mosier. They're going to back this one up.
Now he's going this way.
Oh, okay. Hey, you were wrong. Michael Mosier, you were wrong.
I was. But they've done that twice. They've punted twice, and those front 4 linemen will throw their hand out there before the ball snaps.
So now the ball is spot at the 32-yard line, and it's 4th. And now we're going to get a low snap. It's going to be no flag, a high spiral, and good kick. And Andrew Griffin calls for the fair catch at his own 20. Hidden yardage within a game. 35 yards on that penalty.
I still don't understand. You're going to have to watch film. We're going to have to rewind it or something.
I saw it, Michael. I saw them move that hand, and it is kind of It's kind of unusual how they do that.
I don't know how they're not being caught.
Two receivers to either side. Harvey
Is it
goes
'cause
under
they're
center
set?
with Griffin under right behind him, and he'll get the carry for about 2 yards up to the 22 or 27-yard line, rather.
It looked like he was trying to follow Devin Porter down the field.
There's only a minute 22 left on the clock, and it's 2nd down and 8, and we'll see what Howe elects to do here. We get to a position where you can run the clock out if you wish, but right here you can throw a hammer down the field if you want to. But if you run it all the way down, the play clock all the way down, it leads to a situation where you can milk it from here on out. I think that's what they'll do, but they're going to run a full house backfield, or they'll run 2 men in the backfield, and Harvey's going to give it on the quick hitter to Griffin up the middle, and they're content going to the house with a 2-point lead here. 46 seconds on the clock before the half. It's 3rd down and about 7.
For the Bearcats, Micah Henson.
Yeah, that's it's a 7. An additional 7. Mason Riggs makes that catch.
Well, he had to go down to catch it. So if he would have caught it, he would have been down. But, yeah, he was wide open.
Right.
So 3rd down.
Mikey Hummel here.
3rd down and 7. 2 men in the backfield. There's Moss and Griffin. Griffin gets it. And he'll go, actually Harvey's going to keep it. And he'll gain 1, maybe 2. Crosses the 30 to the 31-yard line. We're getting close to the end of this half. It's been a really good one, and that is the end of the first half. It's been a great one for the Howe Bulldogs. They are in the lead, 16-14, here at Massey Stadium in Pilot Point, Texas. We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be right back right after this.
Monty Walker, nothing in this town is a secret for long. I've got one for you. I know you know all about Abby's Restaurant's big-time chicken fried steak, but this old bulldog can't get enough of their patty melt and grilled chicken patty melt. Just don't tell them where you heard it. Hey, it's a secret between you and me. Abby's Restaurant is Howe's own small-town, small business, family-owned restaurant in the historic downtown district.
Don't tell anybody about their patty melts, because I want one.
When life is at its most difficult, we surround ourselves with people who are kind, compassionate, and understanding. At Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory, Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins are those people. When tragedy hits, they will work for you and take care of what's to be done for your loved ones. For more information about their services, visit ScogginsFuneralHome.com or call them at 903-482-5225. Scoggins Funeral Home. Their loving staff will take care of you and your loved ones.
You are invited to the one and only Buck Snort Barbecue in downtown Van Alstyne, Texas. Your friends and neighbors say it's the best barbecue in North Texas. Now it's your turn to decide. Come taste the difference at Buck Snort Barbecue. For complete store information, including menu, location, and hours, click on bucksnortbarbecue.com. That's bucksnortbbq.com. Buck Snort Barbecue in downtown Van Alstyne is a proud supporter of the Howe Bulldogs.
This is Michael Mosier inviting you to support your local Howe Athletic Booster Club. I may not be able to pronounce Enrique Camlero, but I can tell you that if he played for Howe, he would need your support. Memberships are $25 and are available at all home games. Your membership benefits not just high school programs, but also middle school sports. Please support your hometown kids, even ones that might have a name like Aljundo Dankenstater.
Noel Jundo Dankenstater at Pilot Point.
Poor guy. Boy, I messed his name up, didn't I?
Well, we do have the Pride of Howe.
We do.
Howe High School Marching Band, who are headed to state. We got the news last week. They will be headed down to San Antonio on Tuesday. Is that right?
They'll head down Monday.
Monday,
4:45 on Tuesday. They will have their first show. So.
On Monday, they will have a send-off. It'll drive from Howe High School down to downtown, take a right, go down Haining Street, and then take a left on King Street, go by the Howe Middle School and Howe Elementary School campus, and let the kids out there show their signs. And if Clarissa Doty has anything to do with it, there'll be bright red signs.
Right.
We can't do anything about that.
That's
other
right.
than, other than try to educate your kids that the school colors are black and white. But other than that, they'll get a good send-off. And what we'll do right now is let you listen to the Pride of Howe marching band. Enjoy.
Carrie's Coffee Co. in historic downtown Van Alstyne next to the post office is the #1 coffee shop hotspot serving Bulldogs, Panthers, and mascots everywhere. Carrie's Coffee Co. offers a variety of organic coffee and non-coffee beverages. Come visit Carrie's Coffee Co. in downtown Van Alstyne next to the post office. Open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Carrie's Coffee Co. is Texas quality.
Cavender Home Theater has the latest from Dish. New customers get free movies and HBO for a year. Get the multi-sports pack with NFL Red Zone free and the Amazon Alexa free. Existing customers can get the Alexa free too. Just refer a friend to Cavender Home Theater and we'll make sure you get one. Our Hopper 3 has 16 tuners, picture-in-picture with 4 screens, 2 terabyte hard drive, and voice control with Alexa. Cable can't do that. DirecTV can't do that. Come by our showroom or visit CavenderTV.com today.
A word from Douglas Propane.
I've been in the industry for 21 years. The other day I got a call from a elderly lady on the side of the highway that wanted to thank me because one of my technicians stopped and changed her tire for her. The service goes so much further than beyond propane. It's the mentality of the person that we have on our staff. We appreciate our customer base in Howe and surrounding communities, and go Bulldogs. Have a great year.
Bulldog fans to come down to the Sonic in Howe for half-price shakes after 8 and open until midnight. Home games only.
Where you get great food and big and a little message for our Howe Bulldog football players. Go Bulldogs, fight Bulldogs, win, win, win. It's not just good, it's Sonic good.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, an old-school black and white Howe Bulldog. In criminal defense, you need someone who fights like a bulldog. Call me now if you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas. My number is 903-744-4252. We'll set up a free consultation. You will find out that I'm rough, tough, and I can't get enough. I'm board certified in criminal law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas. Visit my website at shermancriminallawyer.com.
Hey, this is Monty Walker. Nothing in this town is a secret for long, but I've got one for you. I know you know all about Abby's Restaurant's Big Time Chicken Fried Steak, but this old bulldog can't get enough of their patty melt and grilled chicken patty melt. Just don't tell him where you heard it. Hey, it's a secret between you and me. Abby's Restaurant is Howe's own small town, small business, family-owned restaurant in the historic downtown district.
Don't tell anybody about their patty melts, because I want one.
When life is at its most difficult, we surround ourselves with people who are kind, compassionate, and understanding. At Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory, Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins are those people. When tragedy hits, they will work for you and take care of what needs to be done for your loved ones. For more information about their services, visit ScogginsFuneralHome.com or call them at 903-482-5225. Scoggins Funeral Home. Their loving staff will take care of you and your loved ones.
You are invited to the one and only Bucks North Barbecue in downtown Van Alstyne, Texas. Your friends and neighbors say it's the best barbecue in North Texas. Now it's your turn to decide. Come taste the difference at Bucks North Barbecue. For complete store information, including menu, location, and hours, click on bucksnorthbarbecue.com. That's bucksnorthbbq.com. Bucks North Barbecue in downtown Van Alstyne is a proud supporter of the Howe Bulldogs.
This is Michael Mosier inviting you to support your local Howe Athletic Booster Club. I may not be able to pronounce Enrique Camilero, but I can tell you that if he played for Howe, he would need your support. Memberships are $25 and are available at all home games. Your membership benefits not just high school programs, but also middle school sports. Please support your hometown kids, even ones that might have a name like Algendo Dankenstater.
Carrie's Coffee Co. in historic downtown Van Alstyne, next to the post office, is the #1 coffee spot serving Bulldogs, Panthers, and mascots everywhere. Carrie's Coffee Co. offers a variety of organic coffee and non-coffee beverages. Come visit Carrie's Coffee Co. in downtown Van Alstyne, next to the post office. Open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Carrie's Coffee Co. is Texas quality.
Welcome back to Massey Stadium in Pilot Point. The cheerleaders are done, and now the Pilot Point Bearcats are just about, the band is just about ready to do their performance. I was able to go downstairs and talk to G.A. Moore for just a little bit. Reminded him of the 1989 and 1990 Howe Bulldogs. He blushed a little bit and said, "Good to see you." And that was about it. Let's recap the Howe Pilot Point first half here. Howe took the ball first because Pilot Point won the toss. They'll get the ball first to start the second half. But the Howe Bulldogs put on a very impressive first drive to start this game and went 14 plays and 57 yards. Marched it all the way down the field, and then, as usual, got caught in the red zone and faced a 4th down and long after one of those situations where every time they punch it down there, something bad happens. Well, guess what? Something good happened. And Harvey tried to connect to his cousin Harvey deep in the end zone, about 5 yards deep in the corner, and there was a pass interference call, which gave Howe a first down right at the 1 yard line, or 2 yard line rather. And that's where it was Andrew Griffin who punched it in from the 2 yard line. Howe decided they needed points tonight and going to have to win by points. Win by 14, can't afford to miss any extra points or anything like that. So they go for 2. And Harvey rolled out to the right side and hit Mason Moreau. Hit Dylan Moreau on the backside for a 2-point conversion to give Howe an early 8-0 lead with 5:59 left to go in the first. Pilot Point took the ball, and the Howe defense stood up and stood ground and forced them to punt, which gave Howe the ball at their own 11-yard line after a great punt, but Howe had to punt after a 4-and-out. Pilot Point took the ball with 3:31 left to go in the first quarter, drove down the field very quickly on only 8 plays and 48 yards. Actually, 7 plays, rather. Let me check that. 7 plays and 48 yards at the short field. Tied the game 8-8. The touchdown was a 3-yarder by Quincy Kemp on the straight tee slam to the right side. And then it was Kemp who went back in shotgun formation and threw the ball to the normal quarterback, Pitts, for the 2-point conversion to tie the game with 54 seconds left to go in the first quarter. So Howe takes the ball at their own 27-yard line and put together another great drive. 73 yards on 13 plays and take the lead 14-8 with a 1-yard touchdown run by Chase Harvey. And then Harvey hit Mason Riggs on the 2-point conversion to give the Bulldogs a 16-8 advantage with 7:15 left on the clock in the second quarter. It was a tremendous drive that took about 5 minutes off the clock. Pilot Point took the ball back with 7:15 on the clock in the second quarter at their own 37-yard line and drove 63 yards on 6 plays, and it was a 5-yard touchdown by Quincy Kemp. The try for the 2-point conversion failed and actually was intercepted by Ty Harvey about 3 yards deep in the end zone. He ran it out. Looked like for a moment he was going to go coast to coast, but was tackled at the 22-yard line, and Howe retained the 16-14 lead with 4:53 left to go before the half. Howe, Pilot Point, each traded punts on their next possession. Howe had a chance with 1:33 left to go before the half to try to do something with it, but they were forced to run out of time, actually, and they just decided to go into half with a 2-point lead, and that's where we're at right now. And the Pilot Point band is on the field doing their thing, and we will let you listen to the rest of that as we're about 4.5 minutes ready to come back with football action.
Tonight we would like to honor all senior band members by having them put their hat down in spot. Come to the sideline while the band plays the school song and fight song for them. Congratulations, seniors. Thank you for your hard work and dedication.
Alexa, turn to HGTV.
Tune into HGTV on Dish. This is Fixer Upper.
It may be a gadget, but it sure is fun. You can change channels and search movie titles easier than ever with Alexa. The best part? It's free from Cavender Home Theater. Alexa, why wouldn't everybody have Dish from Cavender's? Don't be left out. Call Cavender Home Theater today or go to CavenderTV.com.
A word from Douglas Propane.
My tenured drivers are 5 to 7 years, and then our combined experience, you know, the benefit of the era that we live in is the smartphone era. Any of my staff have the ability at a moment's notice. My drivers can call my service staff, and my service can call my driver staff, and everyone can get a hold of us. And then we have a staff 24-hour answering service.
Calling all Bulldog fans to come down to the Sonic in Howe for half-price shakes after 8 and open until midnight. Home games only.
Where you get great food and big smiles, and a little message for our Howe Bulldog football players. Go Bulldogs, fight Bulldogs, win, win. It's not just good, it's Sonic good.
Well, we figured out, we think it's the first time Howe has led at the half since the second game of the playoffs a year ago.
Yeah, and if I remember correctly, that was, you said Grandview, right? You thought it was Grandview?
Or Jefferson.
I was going to say Grandview. What? If it was Grandview, it was that zebra that I was talking about earlier.
Well, the Bearcats come through their run-through. They have a tunnel and an old-fashioned paper run-through. They ran through one at the beginning. They didn't run through it at the beginning. They walked through it and tried to cut it open with a flag like a sword, and then walked and did some kind of dance. This time they just run right through their second half paper run through. Howe went through theirs and are on the far side. We're just about ready for the second half, as Howe is going to have to kick because Pilot Point won the coin toss, elected to defer, which resulted in Howe points, so it was good for Howe. But now the defense is going to have to turn the table and make good on that promise and turn Pilot Point away here to start the second half, as Hunter Cheatham getting ready to tee this one up. Howe moving left to right, and we'll check Justin White. Let's check your mic real quick. Are you down there?
Test 2, 3, guys. Hear me? Okay.
As we now move into the third quarter. And this one, nothing doing there. Maybe a yard on first down, as it looked as if it was Kemp on the carry. So second down and 9 coming up.
Clay Marshall made a stop for the Bulldogs.
Don't forget, we'll be having our drawing at the end of the third quarter.
Let's move on over here as we put our scoreboard back on the screen. Not sure what happened, but there's our
We
scoreboard.
got great prizes tonight.
Second down and 9 coming up for the Bulldogs, with Pilot Point just shy of their own 40-yard field, chased by Blesseye, and it's going to be incomplete. Looking for his receiver down the field. I believe that was the tight end, Tyler Williams, and it was 5'10", 165 pounds, and it was just over the outstretched arms and falls incomplete. Third down and 9 coming up, and Howe is one down away right here from having a very good opening second possession of defense here.
Guys, not good. Cameron Blesseye went down here on the sidelines. He's getting helped off by teammates.
That's not good. He was in pursuit of Pitts there on the backside of what happened, but he was in a full sprint. 11:06 on the clock here in the third quarter. Low snap. Pitts looks right, wants to throw, and it's going to be caught. Moss is there, and he breaks the tackle of Moss. First down inside Howe territory to the 45. Howe had a great chance to stop the drive at the 45 of Pilot Point, but Moss could not make the tackle. They slipped it and went on for a first down.
And Mason Riggs ended up making the stop. Quarterback had a face full of Andrew Griffin as he went to let go of the ball.
And Coach Sigleski was it happened right in front of him.
First and 10, right to left from the 44-yard line in Howe territory. Pitts in the shotgun formation. Man in motion is Hellman, and he's going to fake the toss to him. And Pitts is going to keep it, and he's going to be buried at the line of scrimmage. JC Helpenstell and apparently Parker Blunt right there to make sure nothing happened on that quarter to Pitts.
Yeah, they said don't run our direction.
Ball spotted now at the 43-yard line, second down and 9.
Yeah, they stayed home, didn't fall for that fake pitch, and made him right at the line of scrimmage.
Williams comes near side with two other receivers, one in the slot, and now one slot's going to go way on the far side as a wide receiver, and now a timeout's been called. They didn't like what they saw. We're going to take a quick timeout, and we'll be right back right after this.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, an old school black and white Howe Bulldog. In criminal defense, you need someone who fights like a bulldog. Call me now if you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas. My number is 903-744-4262. We'll set up a free consultation. You will find out that I'm rough, tough, and I can't get enough. I'm board certified in criminal law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas. Visit my website at shermancriminallawyer.com.
16-14, Howe in the lead in the third quarter. There is 10:09 on the clock. We are just underway in the second half. It was Bryson Griffin who lined up in the wrong spot, then had to sprint over to the far side, and apparently the coaching staff did not like that and called a timeout. Second down and 9 coming up. Pilot Point from the Howe 43-yard line. Shotgun formation for Pitts, and he looks near side on the swing pass. It's caught. Making a move on Ty Harvey, and Harvey finally comes back and the tackle along with Hunter Cheatham and others, a gain of about 5 up to the 39-yard line.
Hunter Cheatham, Andrew Griffin, Winston Moss overall in there as well.
It was Reagan Goches on the reception. And he just caught the screen pass on the near side. That sets up a third down and 5 for Pilot Point. 9:32 and rolling here in the third quarter. In Howe territory at the 39-yard line. Shotgun formation for Pitts. Two slots and one wide receiver split out near side. Pitts is going to keep it around the left edge, looking for the first down. And he's going to be very close, but steps out of bounds at the 35-yard line. It sets up a 4th and 1.
Out of bounds at the 35-yard line on that tackle, number 55.
J.C. Heppenstall in on the stop for the Bulldogs.
That was a 4-yard gain, whereas the Bearcats needed 5.
It'll be 4th down about
and
1.
Now it'll be a 1-yard pickup that Pilot Point needs to move the chains again. Again, Howe leading 16-14 and needs to stop Pilot Point on this possession. And now it looks like a timeout's been called by Howe.
Coach Hudson,
timeout,
he did not want to call that timeout either.
We'll take a quick timeout. Back.
Hey, this is Monty Walker. Nothing in this town is a secret for long, but I've got one for you. I know you know all about Abby's Restaurant's big-time chicken fried steak, but this old bulldog can't get enough of their patty melt and grilled chicken patty melt. Just don't tell them where you heard it. Hey, it's a secret between you and me. Abby's Restaurant is Howe's own small-town, small business, family-owned restaurant in the historic downtown district.
Don't tell anybody about their patty melts, because I want one.
Don't forget the bond voting is going on. Actually, early voting is over tonight at 7 o'clock. But the voting day is November the 7th, which is Tuesday. Don't forget to vote. We got a tally tonight, 315 early votes.
That's awesome.
That's a
Be
good
4th down and 1 for your
that's a good
Bearcats
total
from the 35-yard line.
in comparison to years past. That's a good total. 4th and 1 coming up. Straight T backfield. Pitts under center. Hands off, first man through. He's not going to get it. Howe turns him away. Howe's going to take the ball, and Air Sigleski jumps over from the far sideline, and we now have Air Hudson.
On the carry,
Parker Blunt and Devin Porter
Be 1st and 10 for the
made a
Bulldogs.
fantastic stand right there. Devin Porter made him head up at the line of scrimmage and said, "No, sir, not my side."
That pushes the ball back to the 36-yard line.
That's what we need. That's what the Bulldogs needed right there.
Put a star in your book on that one. 36 is where Howe's going to start with 8:58 on the clock. Man in motion is Riggs. Harvey under center. Handoff Griffin. Big hole up the middle, 8 yards. Near midfield at the 47-yard line.
Great block. Opened up a hole. Garrison.
On the tackle,
Chris
Kemp.
Garrison.
Actually give him the 44. Yeah, it'll be 8 yards.
Monty, I was saying Coach Hudson out earlier, but that may.
That's cutting in and out again. Go ahead.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can right now.
I'll do it for this play.
Okay. 2nd down and about long 2. This is going to be a handoff. Griffin left side. Barrels over a defender for a 1st down at the 48-yard line.
On the carry.
Go ahead, Justin.
I was saying that Coach Hudson didn't want to call that timeout earlier, but it might call just to regroup everybody and get everybody prepared for that play. It ends up paying off.
Now has a fresh set of downs near midfield as Andrew Griffin runs with authority on that play to pick up the 1st down. 8:06 on the clock. Howe near midfield.
Could you imagine Andrew Griffin playing basketball? Well, he plays basketball, doesn't he?
No, I don't think so.
Boy, can you imagine him playing basketball?
They were joking about it in middle school they played. This is going to be a toss. And that's Dylan Moreau up the middle, and he squirts through for about
12,
3 yards,
Dylan
crossing midfield to the 49-yard line.
Roy Brown made the stop for the Bearcats. Yeah, I don't know. For some reason, I thought he played.
On the
But
tackle,
could you
number 11,
imagine?
Brown.
Can you imagine him getting the ball and just driving straight to the bucket?
Oh, no.
Just putting his head down and just drawing foul after.
You know that.
Yeah, probably.
I would pay about $3 above admission, normal admission, to see that. No question. Maybe $15. 2nd 7. Here's Griffin again, right up the middle. Just churning up to the 46-yard line.
On the tackle,
Needing 4 yards here coming up.
David Comanero. Be 3rd down and
So it's
4.
going to be 3rd and 4, and you're in 2-down territory. So you need about 3 here to be in good shape to keep those sticks moving.
Yeah, it looks like the Bearcats have decided they might need to double team Chris Garrison, get him, take him out. He's opening big holes.
Mikey Heimel will be in the slot to the near side with Harvey, and Harvey's going to throw the football down the field. Now he's under pressure. He's going to be sacked. That one back on the Pilot Point side of the field, and now the punt team is going to come in.
Also 54, Micah Henson. Be 4th down and 9.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like he stopped there at Coach Hudson. They're going to talk about it for a minute.
Action y'all have was the same one on the sideline.
Cheatham to punt. This one a low spiraling punt, going to bounce at the 33. Take a good Bulldog bounce inside the 20 and be killed right there at the 19-yard line.
Ball rolls dead, the 18-yard line.
First down. One of those, me personally, and it's just me personally, by Andrew Griffin to set up a 4th and 1. But that's just me personally.
You beginning to see a little frustration on the Bearcat side. They're on that punt, these guys running down and, just kind of letting the ball try to die out. And these Bearcats are running up, pushing them in the back, trying to get them out of the way.
1st and 10, Pilot Point, after no points there for Howe on their first possession. And they're moving right to left. Well, that's deflating.
It is.
I'm telling you, that's the same exact reaction was on the sidelines over here.
Oh, he pits in the gun. He's going to hand off to the near side back coming through Hellman, and he drags defenders across the 25 to about the 26-yard line. A nice gain there on first down.
Devin Porter brought him down from behind. You know, that
second down and 4.
You just got to take all the wind out for just a brief second.
You know, you had an opportunity to, get the crowd back into it on a 4th and short, and boy, that just took the wind out of the sails. Second down and 4 coming up. Pilot Point toss right side, and Kemp trying to find the corner, can't do it. Now he does. He cuts it up. He's got room. 40, 45 midfield. Harvey chasing him down. 35, 30, 25 trying to cut him off. Harvey finally cuts him off at about the Howe 23-yard line.
Harvey run him out, but Dyson Dillon was giving him, he was giving 110% trying to catch him.
First down.
51-yard run by Kemp, and now all of a sudden, all the momentum has swung Pilot Point's way.
Kemp's pretty quick. Dyson Dillard.
Pitts is going to keep it around the left edge, trying to find that corner, and is going to be tackled at about the 22-yard line. I believe that's Harvey coming up. Chase Barnett coming up. He'll pick up a couple. Go ahead, Justin.
I'm sorry, I don't know if y'all mentioned earlier, but Cameron Blesseye is back into the game. I really didn't know if he was going to be coming back. He was really gimpy over here on the sidelines, but he is back in the game.
Well, that's very good to see. Second down and 9 coming up after the 1-yard pickup by the quarterback Pitts. 4:43 on the clock in the third quarter as the clock now starts rolling. Full house backfield. Pitts goes under center. This is a handoff right side. Kemp trying to find the outside corner, trying to bust it outside, being chased down by Riggs, slung down by Riggs after no gain, maybe even a half-yard loss to bring up third down and long.
Winston Moss redirected him, back a couple of steps. Let's give Mason Riggs time to get there and get his hands on him and keep him right there.
Third down and 9 coming up for Pilot Point. Howe needs a big stop right here, leading by 2, 16-14. If Howe can win by 14, all they'd have to do is win next week and be in the playoffs. Only up by 2 right here. Third down and 9 coming up. Shotgun for Pitts. 2 receivers near side, 1 up top. 1 man in the backfield. They fake the hand to him. Pitts rolls out right. He's going to keep it. Lots of room. He's got to make a couple of defenders miss. Can't do it, but he is going to be very close to a first down. Holds the ball out wide, trying to hit the first down marker, but I believe he's not going to get it. Plus, there's a flag on the play.
Dylan Monroe made the stop for the Bulldogs.
We'll check the flag. It's deep in the secondary of Howe, and it could be a defensive holding penalty. It's going to be holding against Howe. It is a defensive holding penalty. So again, you get in a situation to turn the team away and you make mistakes. You create your own luck, and Howe is not doing a good job of creating their own luck this season. So Barnett will check out. And it looked like Clay Marshall will check in. I believe that
Parker
was
Blunt.
Is that Blunt?
Yeah, Parker Blunt checked in.
So it'll be a new set of downs for Pilot Point and a first and goal at the 9-yard line.
You got to hold them here.
First and goal for your Pilot Point Bearcats from the 9-yard line.
And they held them just a minute ago. So, you know they can do
opportunities were had. There's no question that opportunities were had here. First and goal from the 9. Pitts will stand in shotgun formation with a man to his left. And Pilot Point jumps off sides. So finally a break for Howe as the right tackle for Pilot Point moved a little bit early and the right guard moved a little bit with him. Now Parker Blunt checks out of the game and Chase Barnett checks back in.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there.
So they'll move the ball back to the 14-yard line, and that's where the Bearcats will face a first and goal here. And you can rest assured that Pitts will be in the gun, and he will. He'll send a receiver, which is Hellman, split out wide to the right. Near side slot is Kemp. Hellman goes in motion. Handoff. They fake the hand to Hellman. Pitts is going to keep it. And then once again, he's slung down around the left edge. And that's Cameron Blesseye, the defensive end, who's played out one. 2:36 on the third quarter clock, and it is ticking away. He needs to put a stop right here and have 2 plays to do it. Pitts in the gun, 1 man in the backfield. Kemp split out wide to the right. Looking that way, Pitts in the end zone, up for it, and it is knocked away, incomplete, and it was Mason Rivers. And he gets up, and he gives the NFL no good sign as he crosses his arms.
Got lucky there because he never turned his head and looked. He just kind of threw his hands up.
Well, luckily, it bounced off his hands, and it fell incomplete. And now the Bearcats of Pilot Point will face a 3rd and goal from the 13.
Now, I asked this question just to kind of clarify. When they got that penalty a minute ago and they backed them up for holding, they backed the down marker up with the penalty when they marked it off.
Pitts rolls out right, looks across the middle, under pressure, throws it, and it's almost intercepted. Dylan Moreau had his hands on the ball, but it falls incomplete.
Oh, that was close.
And now it's 4th down, and it appears the field goal team is coming in, and Pilot Point has a great kicker in Jamie Tavara. And he will come in here to attempt what looks like to be an exact 30-yard field goal.
Guys, he was kicking 30-plus yard field goals in pregame. Not in the distance.
From the right hash, which in itself is strange because the hash marks are very uneven. The hash, it's a very high kick. It looks to be true, and it is. Pilot Point regains the lead with a 30-yard field goal.
That brings our score to your Pilot Point Bearcats
by
17.
Jamie Tavara.
Howe Bulldogs 16.
1:59 on the third quarter clock. We'll be right back.
When life is at its most difficult, we surround ourselves with people who are kind, compassionate, and understanding. At Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory, Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins are those people. When tragedy hits, they will work for you and take care of what needs to be done for your loved ones. For more information about their services, visit ScogginsFuneralHome.com or call them at 903-482-5225. Scoggins Funeral Home. Their loving staff will take care of you and your loved ones.
You are invited to the one and only Bucks North Barbecue in downtown Van Alstyne, Texas. Your friends and neighbors say it's the best barbecue in North Texas. Now it's your turn to decide. Come taste the difference at Bucks North Barbecue. For complete store information, including menu, location, and hours, click on bucksnorthbarbecue.com. That's bucksnorthbbq.com. Bucks North Barbecue in downtown Van Alstyne is a proud supporter of the Howe Bulldogs.
Well, we're getting ready for the Tech Wave kickoff here at Massey Stadium in Pilot Point as the Bearcats regain the lead over Howe 17-14 after a 30-yard field goal by Tavares. That is Jamie Tavares. And this kickoff is going to send Dylan Moreau back to the 5-yard line. When he caught it, he fell down. His feet slipped out from underneath him. He's going to have the ball at their own 4-yard line.
The ball returned by number 12,
Guys,
Dylan Moreau.
I'd kind of. Can you hear me okay?
At times, yes. Go ahead.
I had noticed at some points during the game that this field is starting to get a little bit more wet, the humidity, and I was wondering if that was going to be a problem with the footing. Just saw that here.
Well, that was a big problem right there, as Howe, who probably would have started somewhere past the 20 for sure, now starts deep at their own 4. Harvey split out wide to the right. Heimel in the slot. Griffin and Moss in the backfield. Heimel goes in motion. This is going to be a toss to Griffin up the middle, and he's going to fight forward up to the 10-yard line. A great job of Griffin getting out of there. Now Howe has some breathing room up to the 10.
Also number 20.
6-yard gain.
Reagan Goaches made the stop for the Bearcats.
Second down.
Minute 37 on the clock. Here quarter. Pilot Point leads Howe 17-16. It's been a great game, mostly a great game for Howe. They've led most of the game.
You know, we knew it was be a good game tonight.
Offset eye, Harvey hands off first man through. Mikey Heimel will gain a couple of yards. Heimel not really a tough inside runner, more of a slasher. He has lots of quickness and speed, but he'll gain a couple there, maybe one, maybe two, up to the 12-yard line.
Roy Brown made the stop for the Bearcats.
3rd down and 3 coming up for Howe. 1:01 on the clock and rolling here in the third quarter. Only a couple of plays left here in this third quarter.
3rd down and 2.
The Bulldogs need a break. They need a big break. And they haven't gotten any breaks here lately. Moss the slot with Harvey. Offset I formation. Toss. Griffin up the middle. He's going to gain a couple. Close to a first down, but did not get it. And it's going to be punt time for the Bulldogs, as they're going to be about a yard shy of that first down.
54, Micah Henson.
No chance to go for it here at all with the ball at your own 14. But no indication of a punt coming up. And it looks like Howe is going to let this clock roll out and be the end of the first or the third quarter, and they'll punt when we come back for the fourth. Howe, your Bulldogs are trailing 17-16 to Pilot Point.
And that's the end,
of the third quarter. We'll be right back right after this.
This is Michael Mosier inviting you to support your local Howe Athletic Booster Club. I may not be able to pronounce Enrique Camilero, but I can tell you that if he played for Howe, he would need your support. Memberships are $25 and are available at all home games. Your membership benefits not just high school programs, but also middle school sports. Please support your hometown kids, even ones that might have a name like Aljundo Nankenstater.
Carrie's Coffee Co. in historic downtown Van Alstyne, next to the post office, is the #1 coffee shop hotspot, serving Bulldogs, Panthers, and mascots everywhere. Carrie's Coffee Co. offers a variety of organic coffee and non-coffee beverages. Come visit Carrie's Coffee Co. in downtown Van Alstyne, next to the post office. Open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Carrie's Coffee Co. is Texas quality.
Well, it's fourth quarter time in Texas here at Pilot Point at Massey Stadium, and we've got a barn burner here, a 1-point game. Pilot Point leads 17-16 as they took the lead moments ago on a Jamie Tavares 30-yard field goal. Dylan Moreau took the Tech Wave kickoff at his own 4-yard line, and when he caught it, he fell down. Slipped on what's become kind of a damp field. And here's Howe on a 4th and 1. It appears that they're going to go for it. From their own 14-yard line.
4th down.
Harvey goes under center. Griffin and Harvey's going to push forward. Riverboat Gambler and all, and he got the first down. There has never been more of a riverboat gamble than that one right there by Zach Hudson.
Guys, that is close. That is real close.
And they didn't get it. The officials are turned away and said no. It appeared that Harvey had it, and
now they say
Howe has it.
I just say it looked too close to me.
Whoa! Right by the hair of Stephen Braswell's chinny chin chin. That one is a first down for Howe, and gut check time. Holy cow!
And there's a few gray hairs on there.
Woo! 1st and 10, Howe.
The head referee came in and overruled him.
Riverboat Gambler and a half. 1st and 10, right to left. 2 men in the backfield. And this is going to be a handoff. Griffin right up the middle, 3 yards. Up to about the 17-yard line. And a 2nd down and long coming up for the Bulldogs. Oh, my goodness.
Roy Brown made the stop for
on the carry.
Bearcats.
I'm kind of surprised they didn't come out and get the change to measure that to be exact.
That was incredible. That was incredible.
I mean, that was very close,
boy,
even from over here.
Boy, you know, if for a player, you know your coach has your back.
Right.
And that's a big feeling right there. 2 receivers right side. Toss. Near side. Griffin trying to find the corner. Crap from behind. Couldn't outrun the Pilot Point defense. Going to be stopped at about 19-yard line, maybe a gain of 1. They'll stop him. They'll spot it at the 18.
Quincy Kemp made the stop for the Bearcats.
So now it's going to be 3rd and about 6, and a long 6 it is. 10:41 left to go in the game. Moss looks like he's coming in the backfield. As Harvey and they all look at their wristbands as the play has come in. And there'll be 3 receivers to the near side. Heimel, Moss, and Mason Riggs. Griffin in the backfield all alone. Harvey on the option, he's going to keep it up the middle. Nothing doing there. He should have pitched that one. It'll be 4th down, and this is definitely punt time for Howe from their own 19-yard line.
On the tackle,
Micah Henson made the stop.
54, Micah Henson and others.
That has been a successful play all night long. Harvey has read it perfectly all night, but that one was not read perfectly, and Howe will punt. And Cheatham will stand at his own 3-yard line. Good snap, and he punts it away. A low kick, line drive going to be taken at the 45. Look out, on the fly. Coming up to the 19, inside to the 15-yard line is the punt returner for Pilot Point, and there's a lot of momentum right there. Hidden yardage right there when you catch the punt and return it. And that was a big punt by return by Javon Bruce all the way inside the 15 to the 14, 13-yard line. That was a negative 6-yard neck punt.
The 13-yard line.
9:40 on the clock remaining in the game. So the Bearcats start at their own 14. Shotgun for Pitts. Rolls out left, trying to find the corner on his own. He does. Touchdown, Pilot Point. They extend their lead 23-16, awaiting this PAT here at Massey Stadium. And now a late flag. I thought I saw a flag, but apparently I didn't. I thought I saw one late after the play. So here's the 2-point conversion try. And Kemp wants to keep it around the right edge. He jumps in. The 2-point
conversion is good by Quincy Kemp.
For Kemp. And all of a sudden, Pilot Point leads 25-16.
Left in the ball game. That brings our score to your.
We'll be back right after this. Timeout.
25.
Alexa, turn to HGTV.
Tuning to HGTV on Dish. This is Fixer Upper.
It may be a gadget, but it sure is fun. You can change channels and search movie titles easier than ever with Alexa. The best part? It's free from Cavender Home Theater. Alexa, why wouldn't everybody have Dish from Cavender's?
I don't know that one.
Don't be left out. Call Cavender Home Theater today or go to CavenderTV.com.
A word from Douglas Propane.
Working at Douglas, you are a member of the family. You do get to see Brad and Diane and the members of the family. We've just entered into our 3rd generation of the family. Whitney has joined as credit manager. You're in there with the family, and they treat you as such. We appreciate our customer base in Howe and surrounding communities, and go Bulldogs. Have a great year.
Well, it's 25-16 here at Massey Stadium, where Pilot Point is now in the lead. But Pottsboro is getting beat by Van Alstyne. There's a surprise score for you. Here's the kick. It's going to be a high pooch kick coming near side, goes out of bounds. Devin Porter does a great job of just watching it go out of bounds. And Howe will take the penalty. We'll see if they make him re-kick it again or see what happens here. But again, that was the Tech Wave kickoff. If you need internet in Howe, on the outskirts or in town, Tech Wave can be your internet provider in Howe. It was a one-play, 13-yard drive for Pilot Point. The big play was the punt return by Javon.
Winner is Caden York.
I believe that was Javon Bruce. That was the key in that one that set the Pilot Point Bearcats up at the Bulldog 13. It took only one play for Pitts to score. And now there's 9:35 left to go in the game, and Howe's going to take the penalty and take the ball at their own 42-yard line. Heading right to left. Harvey throws it out incomplete, looking for Dylan Moreau. Throws it about 7 yards over Moreau's head and incomplete. Second down and 10 coming up.
Yeah, that was a good hard throw, but Moreau's not he's not the tallest guy out there.
It seems to me, and I don't want to
Be second down.
I don't want to elaborating on this, but the game changed when Howe decided to throw it on a 3rd and 6 late in the third quarter on the Howe side of the field with a chance to convert on 2 plays. Didn't do it, and since then it's been all Pilot Point. Offset eye for Harvey. Man in motion is Heimel, and this will be a toss up the middle. Griffin trying to fight through in a shoestring tackle again. A good gain of about 7 yards near midfield to the 49-yard line, 48-yard line. So they'll give him 6 actually, but if it weren't for the shoestring tackle, Griffin could have been gone to the house.
David Colmanero made the stop.
All right, I like that.
I did it. But going to that play, Chase Harvey was downfield blocking.
Offset eye. 1 man in the slot. Handoff Griffin trying to fight forward for the first down. And this is what they needed earlier.
Griffin only carried.
They're going to set up a 4th and 1, barely on the Pilot Point side at the 49-yard line.
On the tackle, 27, David Colmanero. Be 4th down and 2.
So here's your 4th. It's 4th and officially 2, but it's really about maybe a yard and a half. Howe's done a great converting so far tonight. Need a big one right here. 2 slots. 1 man in the backfield is Griffin. He'll get the carry. Not going to get it. Turned away, and the Pilot Point Bearcats celebrate. Pump their fist. They bump chests with each other, and they're going to get the football at their own 49-yard line.
Yeah, I'm going to say that Pilot Point knew Andrew Griffin was going to get that ball.
Well, there was only 1 man in the backfield, and you knew it was going to be a run, and it was either going to be Harvey or Griffin. And last time it was Harvey. This time they tried to give it to Griffin. So Pilot Point in shotgun formation, 2 receivers to the far side, 1 near side. Pitts rolling out near side. He's got a first down and more, and that's, I believe that's Pitt. No, that's Kemp who was in shotgun formation. Kemp was their quarterback a year ago.
And that's good for a Pilot Point.
And
first down.
Spot the ball at about the 37-yard line.
The Bulldogs got to make a stop here and get the ball back. I think they make a good stand here and get the ball back, and it'll change the momentum a little.
14-yard gain for Kemp on first down. We'll set up another first down with 7:55 on the clock. Howe's going to have to score twice at this point. 8 will not give you enough. 8 would put you at 24. Man in motion is Hellman, and Pitts is going to keep it around the left edge. A great job on the right defensive side by Winston Moss to hold Pitts for no gain around that left edge.
I'm going to steal this one from Stephen Braswell when he said, Winston said, no Moss.
That's terrible.
Hey, Stephen said it. I stole it.
Actually, it's pretty good. I'll give you that.
Have you had that all season, Michael?
No, I just stole that from Stephen Braswell just a few minutes ago when he tapped me on the shoulder and said, hey, say this.
7:14 left.
It's been out 2 weeks and comes back with a good joke.
Yeah.
A 1-yard loss makes second down and 11 here. Rolling out right, that's Kemp again. Now he's going to have to cut it back to the middle of the field, and no Moss again, along with Cameron Blesseye.
There we go. See, now we got something else to say. Andrew Griffin turned him back inside, and Winston was there to make the stop.
4th play of the drive coming up for the Bearcats as Clay Marshall is playing at nose guard, trying to push. Howe needs the ball. Still has to score twice. Whether that be touchdown, field goal, whatever. You got to score twice. You need at least one touchdown. Pitts in the gun, drops back. Now he's going to run right up the middle, and he's stopped in his tracks. Now he breaks the tackle, and now he's gang tackled. And there may be some extracurricular there. Dyson Dillard grabbed the leg of Pitts at the very end of that play. No flag, but it's going to be 4th down and about 12, a loss of 1. A great job by that defensive line. Dyson Dillard made an outstanding job right there. And the ball will be spotted at the 39-yard line. And it looks like the punt team is going to come on, and the punter is the kicker, Jamie Tavara. And we know he's got a pretty good leg. Andrew Griffin will stand inside his 5, taking steps backwards. 3. Tavares wants it. A high snap. He brings it down, and he's going to kick the 25-yard line that rolls out at about the 24. And that's where Howe will start on their next possession here.
You know, that he was trying to kick it short, and he was hoping it wouldn't go out of bounds. But he kind of just dropped his head after it went out.
Well, it's almost a perfect punt. You kind of want to get some more hang time out of that. And let it bounce at about the 17.
Yeah.
But regardless, how deep in their own territory at their own 24-yard line. Man in motion is Riggs. He's going to get the toss. Going right side, setting up the halfback pass, throws it down the field. A wobbly pass going to be picked off at the 45-yard line. Coming near side is Kemp. He's got the 35. He's got the 30. That's Pitts, however. And Pitts will take it to the 27-yard line, and Pilot Point in great shape to score again here.
Intercepted by number 4, Jacob Pitts.
Parker Blunt made the stop for the Bulldogs. They just can't win, Just can't win for losing sometimes.
Sometimes it's nacho night.
It's nacho night. My wife said, "Why in the world did you say that?" And I went, "I don't know. It's just how it come out."
I tried to get Jason Langford to bring us some cowboy nachos
over
here to Pilot Point tonight, but I couldn't talk him into it.
Well, we'll see. Maybe next week.
Howe's playoff hopes are kind of going away here, but we don't know the scenario. If Van Alstyne beats Pottsboro, I don't know that would change anything. And this is going to be Pitts around the right side. Barrels over a defender. Going to be brought down by Andrew Griffin at the 20-yard line. And now Pitts seems to be hurt. He is rolling around in pain. Pitts not in good shape as Griffin walks back, and everybody's going to take a knee. He might be down for a little bit. We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be right back right after this.
Calling all Bulldog fans to come down to the Sonic in Howe for half-price shakes after 8 and open until midnight. Home games only.
Where you get great food and big smiles, and a little message for our Howe Bulldog football players. Go Bulldogs, fight Bulldogs, win, win, win. It's not just good, it's Sonic good.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, an old-school black and white Howe Bulldog. In criminal defense, you need someone who fights like a bulldog. Call me now if you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas. My number is 903-744-4252. We'll set up a free consultation. You will find out that I'm rough, tough, and I can't get enough. I'm board certified in criminal law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas. Visit my website at shermancriminallawyer.com.
Well, that may be the end of Pitts tonight, as he is helped off the side. And Pilot Point has the ball at the 19-yard line, needing a couple of 25-16. But Pilot Point in great shape here to add more points.
About 1.5 for the Bearcats.
It's going to be Kemp now going in at quarterback, which could be even more dangerous. 2 men standing beside him. Hellman is one, and Kemp's going to run it, looking for the outside corner. He's got the 20, and he's got the 15. He's got the 10. He's got the 5. Touchdown Kemp and Pilot Point as they extend their lead 31-16 with 4:56 left to go in the game. And I'm sure they're going to go for, may just go for one right here.
people who are kind, compassionate, and understanding. At Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory, Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins are those people. When tragedy hits, they will work for you and take care of what needs to be done for your loved ones. For more information about their services, visit ScogginsFuneralHome.com or call them at 903-482-5225. Scoggins Funeral Home. Their loving staff will take care of you and your loved ones.
Welcome back as we approach the Tech Wave kickoff. It was only a two-play drive that went 28 yards after the Mason Riggs interception. And Howe stands to get the ball back here. The high pooch kick. Fair catch called for by Hunter Cheatham. And it looks like Howe's going to start at about their own 37-yard line with 4:56 on the clock.
Yeah, it looks like Eric Diego Martinez is, I'm pretty sure he's trying to square off with Parker Blunt. Martinez is 5'6", 140 pounds. Blunt's up there around 6'1", 220. He might lose that battle.
So Howe will start now with Harvey wanting to throw the football. Deep down the field looking for Mason Riggs, and it's incomplete as Riggs gave up on the play and instead went after Hellman and kind of cheap shotted Hellman a little bit instead of trying to go for the catch.
I'm not sure why he would even do that.
And a flag is down right in that vicinity, so I don't know. It's going to be pass interference. No, holding against Howe. No.
I don't know. I was watching Riggs down here on this far end.
I think that's pass interference against Howe. So back that one up to the 27-yard line. And apparently that was on Riggs.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. Maybe Mason and Ty Hellman may be having a few words back and forth down here.
So first and very long, first and about 20. As we may have to recycle. The officials are telling.
Do that one more time.
Zach Hudson something.
Some time came off the clock there on that last play. The whistle blew. And time was still coming off the clock, so the coaches were trying to correct the officials were trying to correct the clock error.
Okay. We're going to try to reset here. As there's one man in the backfield, two receivers to either side. Harvey wanting to throw, slings it across to Harvey, and he'll make the catch at about the 20, or about the 34-yard line, rather.
On the reception, 21.
That was a great catch by Harvey.
Hamel.
All right.
Be
We're
third
going to
down
have
at
to
13.
shut this down and reboot back up, looks like. Goodness. Harvey stepping up in the pocket. He's going to be sacked. Big loss. And now he pushes forward somehow to get back to the line of scrimmage up to the 35.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Everything just kind of collapsed in on top of him there. 3:41 on the clock.
And down the field, it's going to be almost intercepted. And it is intercepted at the 32-yard line. Another late game interception for Harvey. This time it's picked off by the defender, Javin Bruce, at the 32-yard line. And it appears like Pilot Point's going to take over right there and try to kill this game. There's only 2:55 left to go in the game. So Howe appeared to be in good shape to get their first win for the first half and a lot of the third period. But, you know, it just came crumbling down in the latter stages of the game. And here's a straight T formation. It's kind of a wishbone look. And this is going to be a handoff right side, just trying to kill the clock. Squirting through, that's Hellman, and he would have been racing to the house but Cade Courtney grabbed his shoestrings along the sideline, and instead of a very long 70-yard touchdown, it's going to be a 9-yard run.
And that's good for a Pilot Point.
They'll actually spot it at the 42-yard line, and that will be a first down apparently. I didn't think that was enough for a first, and I guess it was. They went ahead and moved the sticks. Now the officials are stopping the play, and they're going to bring the sticks back. Yeah, that wasn't just an automatic first down. They had to take a look at that. So the officials are now discussing it's going to be a yard short. Howe, again, would somehow need a whole lot of points, 16 points. Is that right?
Yeah.
In the next 2 minutes and 55 seconds. High formation, and I believe that's Kemp under center. It is, and this is going to be a nice play along the right edge by Cameron Blessi to stop the ball carrier for a yard loss back to the 42-yard line. But the clock now is at 2:08. Howe had a shot, had a great opportunity, and was turned away. And the game turned on, you hate to say a play call, but a third down decision to throw the ball instead of run and try to set up a short fourth. But 3rd and 2 here is kind of a wishbone look. This is going to be a handoff right side, banked down by J.C. Helpenstell, and he has really had a great year, and that's something to build on. It's going to be 4th and 1 for Pilot Point, moving left to right with a $1:30 left to go in this game. Ball spotted at the 43-yard line, and the punt team comes on.
You know, that there's been so much improvement, you know, one. You know, you see little improvements every week, but you know, you make contacts. You got to bring those guys to the ground.
Hunter Cheatham will be an up back on this punt, and Andrew Griffin will go back and stand at about his own 20-yard line. And Pilot Point's going to wait and let the play clock go all the way down to 1, call the timeout, and they'll punt. That's what's going to happen. We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be right back right after this.
Carrie's Coffee Co. in historic downtown Van Alstyne next to the post office is the #1 coffee shop hotspot serving Bulldogs, Panthers, and mascots everywhere. Carrie's Coffee Co. offers a variety of organic coffee and non-coffee beverages. Come visit Carrie's Coffee Co. in downtown Van Alstyne next to the post office. Open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Carrie's Coffee Co. is Texas quality.
Cavender Home Theater has the latest from Dish. New customers get free movies and HBO for a year. Get the multi-sports pack with NFL Red Zone free and the Amazon Alexa free. Existing customers can get the Alexa free too. Just refer a friend to Cavender Home Theater and we'll make sure you get one. Our Hopper 3 has 16 tuners, picture-in-picture with 4 screens, 2 terabyte hard drive, and voice control with Alexa. Cable can't do that. DirecTV can't do that. Come by our showroom or visit CavenderTV.com today.
4th and 1, Pilot Point's going to punt as Tavares stands at his own 31-yard line. A low snap, and he's able to punt a very beautiful punt. Bounces at the 20. And going to roll inside the 3. Andrew Griffin fumbles inside the end zone, and it's recovered by Pilot Point for a touchdown. And that's the way the second half has gone.
You look across there, and Coach just puts his hands on his head. You know, just unfortunately been the season.
That ball recovered by #1, Quincy Kemp.
Kemp again with the big play. Boy, when it rains, it pours. And pours and pours and pours. And this is going to be intercepted by Moss on the point conversion, and he'll only run up to about the 10. And that will end that possession. There's only 50 seconds left. We'll keep it right here. My, oh my. Touchdown by Kemp, recovered in the end zone by Griff. I mean, it was a Griffin fumble. The ball, it was a beautiful punt, bounced at the 20 right by Griffin's feet. Took a big, huge roll, and Griffin was able to touch it and pick it up at about the 3, but his momentum was going towards the end zone. And he was tackled about the same time the ball came out, and Kemp was right there to recover it.
You know, it's just one of them things, man. When you just don't, you know.
It's not your night.
It's not your night, man. It's just not your night.
And guys, when he came over the sideline, Coach Hudson didn't yell at him or anything. Kind of put his hand on his helmet and just kind of, you could tell he was saying something, but it wasn't anything critical necessarily. It was just
right
to him.
What do you say? You know, what do you say? And there's really nothing you can say.
You know that. I said it last week, you know, when you love these kids as much as he does, you know, you hurt for them, but you know, you got to support them. You got to pull them up.
50 seconds left to go before this one is over, and you know, I probably, Justin, I would skip the whole post-game deal. I really would. Here's a squib kick, and Chase Barnett touches it, but it's going to go by him. Going to be picked up, I believe, by Dylan Moreau. And he'll be knocked down at about the 29-yard line.
Yeah, Monty. I was all for it until about that last touchdown.
Yeah.
So I don't know to be in the best.
Yeah, things change a little bit. I think that would be a good time just to pass that one on by. It will be 1st and 10, and I know Howe's just ready to get out of here. Such a great first half, as it was a week ago, and you know, even midway through the third quarter. But when it, you know, it comes down to playing the game out, and the final 18 minutes for Howe in football games has not been real good. And here's Heimel in motion, but I know they fight to the very end, and they're going to do that right here with Austin Lee, and he's going to churn for 5 yards to the 34-yard line. So it'll bring up 2nd down and about 6, but, you know, these kids are a reflection of their head coach, and they never stop fighting.
They know.
They're very competitive, and they aren't going to back down. And that is going to be the end of this football game. Pilot Point wins tonight, and Howe, your Bulldogs fall to 0-9 with 1 game left against Callisburg a week from tonight.
And that's the end of the ball game.
At home, the final home game of the seniors, no matter what happens.
16.
And playoff hopes may have ended tonight. We don't know with the scores and all of that and how that works out, but it appears that that would be the case unless something absolutely crazy happens. The officials are walking off the field. The teams are shaking hands at the 50-yard line, and the coaches are getting ready to talk to their players, and the band is about ready to play the fight song and the school song. And boy, just a dejected Howe Bulldog football team as they take their helmets off and they face the stands who didn't have, they weren't packed in over there. And of course that's what happens when you're not winning. People don't like to show up, and that's what happened here recently, and not a great crowd made it over here to Pilot Point as the band was just about equal to the rest of the stands. Here's the school song. Well, there were some good moments. There were some very bad moments. Overall, I think you have to be somewhat, happy with the way most of the game went for the Howe Bulldogs. If you're a Bulldog fan, you led for a lot of the game, especially early, and that's what the hardest thing is when you're leading for most of the game. When you get beat, it's really a punch to the gut. And Van Alstyne has beaten Pottsboro 28-20. That one at Pottsboro.
Wow.
What a shocker there. I tell you what, the Van Alstyne Panthers have gotten better and better and better each week, and the Pottsboro Cardinals have not. They have not gotten better and better. They have slowly regressed each week, whereas the Van Alstyne Panthers have gotten better and better. And boy, that one right there, that's a shocker in some ways, but in Van Alstyne, I bet they're not shocked.
No, them Panthers are they worked hard this year. Yeah, and I
don't get me wrong. I'm not saying anything good about Van Alstyne.
well, that's okay. But they, you look out there, these kids, these Bulldogs, and I say kids, most of these boys are grown men. They work hard. They blood, tears. Those August 100-degree days, they're frustrated, but they never give up.
Justin, let's wrap this one up. Tell me your thoughts about this one tonight.
Yeah, guys, we've seen for 2 weeks in a row, for about 2.5 quarters, that the offense and defense, let's take away last week here. The defense played very well. Offense was trying to get going last week, but tonight was probably the first time this season we've seen both teams kind of on the same page and playing at a higher level. We just couldn't put 4 quarters together.
Yeah, it's just tough. That you see it. It was for the first time all year, the offense and the defense were congruent, working together at the same time, and that has not happened all year. It's one or the other. One's been good, and the other one has struggled. And tonight, for 3 quarters, or for 2.5 quarters, everything was really good. And, you hate to say, well, it came down to a third down play call, because you don't second guess, and I don't second guess, but, there are things you'd like to see, and that didn't happen tonight. But that's okay. The Howe Bulldogs and Zach Hudson will regroup, and they'll come back next week with a vengeance and, play like there's nothing left to lose. And I have a feeling next week it's going to be loose, and they're going to have fun with nothing left to lose. And I feel like that first victory light will be turned on next week. I just have that feeling, Michael.
It will. You can't say enough about you just can't say enough about them. These kids are all heart. They never stop. They never quit. They're sore. They're getting up slow. I went through 3.5 years of high school. We didn't win a game, man. And it's hard. It's hard getting beat up all the time. But these kids never give up. They're all heart, and that all goes back to their head coach.
I agree.
Zach Hudson.
I agree. And Andrew Griffin, Clay Marshall, Dylan Moreau, those 3 guys played as freshmen, and you got to think, how hard is this for them? They were there as freshmen, and they were there with Hudson at the very beginning when they, I think that first year they went 3-7, or maybe that was Hudson's first year. The next year, 15, 16, 17. Wait a minute, no, 14, 15, 16, 17. So that 14 year was the year they went 3 deep in the playoffs. 2014 was the freshman year. So they've had nothing but great success. They didn't. They weren't there. They were in 8th grade for when Hudson went 3-7 the first year.
Right.
So since then, it's been nothing but win, 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 win. Gold footballs. Look at us. We're the best. And all of a sudden, you got an 0-9 slammed in your face, and that's hard for these kids. Yeah. And I could tell by talking to them at the senior spotlight, it's very tough. But there's one thing, with all those 3 that I talked to, they don't give up and they don't care, and that's why they've been so successful in the past.
Right. And, and it shows a lot of the character that Andrew Griffin has when the Pilot Point coach meets him at midfield and hugs his neck, pats him on the head, and says, "Good job." The kid plays hard all the time, and as a senior, I had a senior that, he didn't win. He was part of that 3-7, but he was also part of those 3 where, our 2 years where they just didn't do anything.
Right.
And, it's hard. It's hard when it's your last, but it only gets better, and I'm proud of them. They never give up.
They never give up. Well, we told you they come in tonight on an average of scoring 12 points per game, 11 points per game, and giving up 38. Well, the final score tonight, 38-16, and it's not the result that the Howe fans wanted, including myself. You know, once a Bulldog, always a Bulldog for life. Love them, no matter whether they're 0-9 or 9-0. And for everyone who has been a part of this one, including Stephen Braswell and Michael Mosier and Justin White, who has to stay out there in the cold sometimes. And next week we'll be at home, and it'll be fun, and it'll be loose, and I guarantee you the Bulldogs will come ready to play. For everyone who's been a part of this one, I'm Monty Walker, and we will see you next week.
This has been a Grayson Publishing presentation.
Bills over a defender into the end zone. It's touchdown time.
Howe Bulldogs football has been brought to you by Cavender Home Theater, Sonic of Howe, Scoggins Funeral Home, Carey's Coffee Company.
The Bulldog fans are on their feet. Both sides at full throat. 4th and 2.
Howe Bulldog football is also brought to you in part by Buck Snort Barbecue, Abby's Restaurant, Attorney Micah Belden, and the Howe Athletic Booster Club.